not understand this. The way that I spit is like putting strokes on the canvas. Taking notes of all the urban cries. Put it down, materialize, then watch as the paint dries. Better bet the ink, cause every time I think it's time to keep afloat while these other cats sing. No Titanic, too over dramatic. I feel like new edition in the rain now. Tell me, can you stand it? With each word I'm building me a steeple. And if you open my works up, there you'll find my cathedral. You got your wood stains, a little glass paint, but it all tell a story, man. Think that it can't. Where I come from, it's deer hunters and street guns. So I spray these words like the Uzi weighs a ton. It's that heavy. I'm pouring this out from my heart to give you the truth the way that you see is art. Now you can tell by the voice that it ain't the truth, and everything that spit is just like a brushstroke. Paint a picture, paint a picture, paint a picture, paint a picture, paint a picture. Yo, this life's artwork. Now you can tell by the voice that it ain't a joke, and everything that it spit is like a brushstroke. Paint a picture, paint a picture, paint a picture, paint a picture, paint a picture. Yo, this life's artwork. My description, better yet my mission is to visualize and give the world vision. Work to heal the streets with a little audio heat. And smooth it all out over laid back beats. A to the R to the T, Wisco flow. Like you're in a gallery and see a Picasso. But this ain't Picasso, baby. Even though it's like Jay, cause it's gonna drive the world crazy. This is for those admiring and looking. I heat it up for Instagram and Pinterest cooking. It's so acrylic every time that I spit it. My foliage show that I all get it. Speaking of, this art get wows and awes. Like a masterpiece that's up in the halls. Everything is so realistic, but better yet, man, yo, it's so artistic. Cause now you can tell by the voice that it ain't a joke, and everything that spit is just like a brushstroke. Paint a picture, paint a picture, paint a picture, paint a picture, paint a picture. Yo, this life is artwork. Now you can tell by the voice that it ain't a joke, and everything that it spit is like a brushstroke. Paint a picture, paint a picture, paint a picture, paint a picture, paint a picture. Yo, this life is artwork. My glaze hand bring the pick on home. I'm just an artiste in the Midwest zone. Now it's a lot of cats that paint, but they ain't making art. Cause they be lying from the very start. So I make it a point that I paint what I feel. Cause I know deep inside what I feel is all real. And this exhibit don't end till I say so. Sincerely yours, Michael Tangelo. Now you can tell by the voice that it ain't a joke, and the way that it spit is like a brushstroke. Paint a picture, paint a picture, paint a picture, paint a picture, paint a picture. Yo, this life is artwork. Now you can tell by the voice that it ain't a joke, and the way that it spit is like a brushstroke. Paint a picture, paint a picture, paint a picture, paint a picture, paint a picture. Yo, this life is artwork. It's all artwork, baby. Welcome to my masterpiece, theater. Now you can go on and get a bootleg of it if you need to, you know what I'm saying? You can hang it on your wall, you don't even need a frame. Yo, this life is artwork.
In a world saturated with content, your trusted RBN embodies that spirit, espousing a philosophy grounded in accountability as it tackles Black social issues, family issues, and political issues with the rigor and fervor that are both rare and necessary. Under the audacious motto, we dare to be bold, not silent, the channel invites viewers into a space of unapologetic discourse, where pressing issues are unpacked with intelligence, empathy, and resilience. Standing at the intersection of empowerment and education, this platform recognizes that discussions around Black social issues cannot be contained within narrow confines. Hence, it sprawls into diverse territories. Beyond the headlines, your trusted RBN explores the undercurrents shaping Black people issues with the lens that is both piercing and compassionate. A foray into the channel's political discourse reveals a landscape where accountability isn't just championed, it is demanded. Through thoughtful analysis and discerning critiques, the platform urges viewers to envision a political sphere devoid of passivity. Here, individuals are not mere spectators, but active participants steering the narrative and progress. Furthermore, engagement is not a one-way street on this platform. Viewers find themselves in a vibrant community where their voices are valued, where they are urged to be bold, not silent, and to engage actively through likes, comments, shares, and discussions that foster a rich and diverse tapestry of perspectives and insights. In a nutshell, your Trusted RBN is more than a content hub. It is a pulsating, dynamic entity that stands as a bastion of accountability in a world inundated with noise. It doesn't just venture to spark discussions. It ignites movements, steering narratives with a force that is unyielding, yet respectful, grounded, yet visionary. Subscribe today and become a part of a community where you dare to be bold and not silent, where your voice matters. Now, welcome to our live stream. Have the conversation.
Hey yo, may I interject? It's about time for communal reconnect. Power of the we in some type of context. Working on the us so we can get to what's next. Just that grown brother, grown sister type of flex. More like soul check, not just collecting checks. Facts, not feelings, is what we got on deck. Take the high road, so this here is high tech. Getting back to the real, the very thing that we hitting on. Pull up or sit down and tell me what you sipping on. Reclaiming kinghood, that is what we getting on. Real headlines is what we spitting on. So, hey now, let's have a conversation. Maybe take a sec, talk on what we facing. Only way to change is to change the situation. How about we break bread now and have a conversation? Hey now, yo, let's have a conversation. Maybe take a sec, talk about what we facing. Only way to change is to change the situation. So how about we break bread now and have a conversation?
Yeah, this is what I'm made of. This is for the throne and the kingdom. The king's here, yelling freedom. Do or die, do it now if you believe it. You reap what you sow every season. Yeah, you kill what you eat when you feasting. Yeah, it's death before the sign and no treason. No, in a time of war, no retreat. Never lay down and die on my feet. I look the reaper in his eyes and won't blink. I'm the voice every time that I speak. It's like thunder when it strikes. I'm the king. I'm the king. I am supreme. I am. I am. I am the king. I am supreme. I am. I'm the king. You gotta keep going when you in the field. Yeah. Can't lose heart when it gets real. Yeah. Always push back, can't lose ground. Always stand up, never back down. Victory is key, victory is yours. Through the blood, sweat and tears coming out your pores. Through the tears and the pain cause you want more. Grind time through it all until it pays off. I'm in a league of my own. I'm a king and I'm bad to the bone. Heavy in the game, made for the throne. I'm out of this world, I'm in my zone. I'm the king. I am supreme. I am. I am. I am the king. I am supreme. I am. I am. Like a god. I'm the king. I am. I am. I am. I am the king. Yeah, yeah.
So I think we have a good show today. Okay. Let's get it started. I'm sitting here looking at these chat at the chat and everything. I'm just excited about everybody that's in the chat. Let's see who's here in the chat. Okay, Henry X, who's on the stream. Poets Playground is here. Authoress Carla Blake's in the house. Let's see. Good evening, everyone. First time catching you live, Real Bravado Network. I hope you have some fun catching me live for the first time. Thank you. And then some of the ladies that are on have dropped some love in the chat with me. Let's see, Gifted Johnson. There you go. Hey, Erica. Trigger Mike is in the building. What's up, Trigger Mike from the Peef Network? There you go, man. Thank you. I appreciate you for stopping by. We got a good one today, I believe. Let's see. Somebody's mother is in the building today. Hey, Miss Diamond Black, Black Diamond, how you doing? Okay. And Miss Sexy is strong. She says she's excited about the panel. I am too. Let me get rolling because those who actually know me, I can just talk. So let me just get rolling on what we got to do today. Okay. All right. In the last few years, there's been quite a quiet growing movement in Black America between Black men and women. Having conversations about what we want from one another. The thing about these conversations is that it's starting to reveal or has revealed or bring into clear focus that there is a full-blown silent war going on between Black men and women. Well, scratch that. I don't think the war is so silent anymore. The more alarming thing about this is that the war really seems to be, the bulk of it seems to be between Generation X and Generation Y Black men and women, okay? I'm roughly talking about people born between like 1970-ish to about 1988. Gen X and Gen Y, we're old enough to remember fully intact families. We are old enough to remember either our parents or our grandparents being married for a lifetime. And a lot of us are just now starting to hear the how they made it and the things that they went through to make it, So we're the last generation that has really got to see that in full swing. And Generation X and Generation Y, you got to give them a little bit of respect because we have gone through some of the most interesting periods of times in life. Generation X we were the first full generation of kids that grew up with no father in the home. We were also the generation that was victimized by the 1980s crack epidemic. We're the crack babies. Well, not me, but I'm just saying our generation are the crack babies. We are also the generation that was impacted the most by President Bill Clinton's crime bill that sent the majority of Black men that sent a lot of Black men to prison for simple drug possession charges like marijuana. And by the way, those same people that locked us up for marijuana, now they're opening up marijuana dispensaries all across the country and making money off of it. So, so how bad really was it? People selling marijuana and stuff like that. And let's not forget that dreaded 3 strikes rule that people literally lost. I remember a story about a guy in California who stole a candy bar because it was his 3rd strike. He went to prison for the rest of his life. Crazy. Now, Jake Naughton from the Pulitzer Center, the people who award the Pulitzer Prize in writing, he made an interesting statement about culture. He said, with cultural image, there's a huge danger of producing false impressions and false information, and it comes with bad analysis. So here's my question for that as it relates to us. Is that what happened or is happening with Black men and women today? Do we have an incorrect assessment of our own image amongst one another? Is this one of the driving forces behind the absolute inability for us to date, marry, and stay together for a lifetime? Is it just because we have already come to the conversation with bad information, bad programming, and bad assessments about one another. Well, today I have multiple Black women across several ages, across several spectrums of life, and we're going to spend some time talking with them about their impressions of Black men, what they want from Black men, and their overall experience from Black men. That's what we're going to do today. But before we get there, let me do a little bit of housekeeping. Okay, so this is how the stream's going to go. I kind of talked about it a little bit earlier today. Going to bring the ladies up one at a time. We're gonna introduce the ladies. We're gonna get to know the ladies. We're gonna ask them some questions, some foundational questions. Then after that, we got 3 subjects we're gonna cover today. We're gonna talk about Black men, responsibility and leadership through the eyes of these ladies. We're gonna talk about the value of the strong, independent Black woman. We're gonna talk about this thing that I'm calling the package deal. And then there is another subject that I'm going to wait till the end till we get there to actually to roll that out. That one will probably be our more controversial one. Also, we're going to take a 3-minute break before we get to that one. We call it the 3D radio break. One of the opening guests, Mr. Rob Dees, the hip hop artist, he produced some content for us. We're going to play that, celebrate that, and come back with that. Okay. All right. Let's get it started. First, before we get started, let me shout out Mr. 10 Plus Sounds for the $5 super chat. Thank you, brother, for the donation. The last time I got a super chat, I got so discombobulated that I actually lost track of what I was doing on the show. So I am extremely grateful for anyone that come out and support what we're trying to do over here. And at the end, because I have an ending monologue, I'm actually going to get into what exactly we're trying to do over here and what the philosophy is with the Real Bravado Network on this topic, okay? Also, really quickly, before I bring up the first lady, at the end of the stream, when we have a conversation, when the conversation's over with, I put a pin in the conversation. And then we do a 2-minute break, and we come back and we do a recap. Well, at that point of the show, please stick around because we're going to have a Q&A because we actually have men on the show as well. We're going to have some Q&A, and we're going to let these guys have some time to talk to the ladies, and the ladies get to interact with other guys other than just me, and they get to hear from other men besides just me about the subjects that we're going to cover today. So we got a full one today. We're going to try to get through it. We're not going to try to do no 3 or 4 hour live stream. So we will run this pretty quickly. Okay. Thank you very much, Mr. 10 Plus Sounds. Thank you. And 10 Plus and Miss My Sexy is Strong, they are a part of this YouTube collaborative networking group sponsored by a very popular YouTuber. He's a lawyer. He's called himself the lead attorney here. His name is the lead attorney. So we want to thank them for showing up for us today and lending their support. I'm very, very, very happy about that. All right. Are you guys ready? Let's go, fam. Ain't that what Kenya said? Let's go, fam. Let's go. All right. Let me bring up my first lady. Let me see. I'm going to bring up somebody I'm comfortable with, who I've interacted with before. Miss Kenya, the Songbird. How are you doing? Go ahead and hit that on me.
I am good. How are you?
I am good. Are you ready for this?
No, but I'm here.
That's right. You better not be ready for it because I'm going in on you sisters today. Kenya, if you don't mind me asking, how old are you?
I am 32.
You are 32 years old. Are you married, single, separated, or divorced?
Single.
Uh-oh. You are single.
Why?
Because we shouldn't be single at 32. We shouldn't be single at 40. That's why the
Okay.
Well, we gonna fix that. We're gonna fix that.
Well,
do you want to get married?
Set me up with somebody.
Yeah. Do you want to get married?
Of course.
It ain't of course, because not a lot of ladies want to get married.
Yeah, but I would love to get married anyway. I got time for that.
Yeah. All right. So do you have children?
Yes, I have a son.
You have how many?
One.
You got one son. Okay. All right. Your son's father, does he have other children?
He does.
What number are you in line?
I'm 3.
You a baby mama number 3. Kenya. Yeah, I know. No judgment. Well, I should say that. We'll get
Well,
to
I
it.
didn't know. I didn't know I was baby mama number 3. I thought I was baby mama number 2 until I found out he had a baby mama. He had a baby in March, and I didn't find that out until I was 2 months pregnant.
Oh Lord, we gotta do our homework. Private eye.
Yep.
We gotta do that. All right. So what is the longest relationship you've had? Or how long is the longest relationship you've had? That's what I should ask.
Longest relationship I have is 2 years.
Kenya, 2 years. That's the longest relationship? Oh my. Okay. Do you believe? Now listen to the question. I'm not going to elaborate on the question, but I'm going to ask it. So listen. Do you believe you should love, honor, and obey?
Yes.
You sure about that?
Yep.
Okay. Would you classify yourself as a strong, independent Black woman?
I'm strong. I don't see that myself as independent because I do need help, so I can't say that. I'm a Black woman, so I can't say that I'm independent because everybody need help.
Do you? So that's a no.
Absolutely no.
Okay. Is there a shortage of good Black men?
I think no, honestly, I don't think there is. I think we just choose the wrong men. We choose what we think is it or cool instead of choosing the one that's really trying to be with us and actually be good for us. And yeah.
What would your last?
We kind of mess it up sometimes.
Yeah. What would your last ex say it's like to be with you?
That I was really sweet, really kind, and he messed up.
You sure about that?
He texted me today.
Okay. Sweet and kind. Okay. Are you equal to or better than the average Black man? Be honest.
I think I'm equal.
Okay. All right. Would you stay in a long-term relationship with a man who made significantly less money than you?
Yes, I would.
Okay. How many relationships you had where you were the one who ended it?
Oh, not that many.
Not that many.
I usually I have them. I kind of sometimes I do stuff for them to break up with me because I be tired of them. They get on my nerves.
But that's still you ending it though.
Well, yeah. So
roughly how many relationships have you ended?
I say 2.
You say 2. Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Do you have a man or men in your life that you trust, seek his counsel, and listen to? Listen to the question. You have a man, any man in your life that you trust, seek his counsel, and listen to it.
Yes.
Okay. Should Black women settle?
No.
Okay. All right. So here's one of my favorite questions, and I didn't make this one up. This is a question from the late great Kevin Samuels. Okay. What percentage of the family financial load do you want to be responsible for a lifetime?
Maybe 30%.
So if everything goes awry, okay, and you want him to carry 70% of the family household, right?
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Real quick, Miss Maggie, the substitute teacher, is in the building with a $5 super chat. Let me hold on a second. All them super chats. Please go. Yeah, Mr. 10 plus signs. There you go. Here we go. Here we go with these. Oh my God. I cannot believe you guys are giving. Oh my God. Oh my God. Henry X.
Let's go, Henry.
Oh my goodness. $10. Man, y'all should not be. Okay. I shouldn't say that. I shouldn't say that. I had a whole stream about how Black men sometimes we are very uncomfortable with getting praise and getting help. And yeah. So we got to learn. A lot of us got to learn to just accept that blessing when it comes. Come on, Soundboy. Yeah, that's why I've been sexy and strong. I'm gonna hit that one more time for them super chats. Hell yeah, I'm appreciative. I'm really appreciative of that. All right, Kenya, real quick. These are yes or no, questions, really quick. This is asking, what do you believe? Do you believe the majority of Black men are single and childless? Do you believe the majority of Black men are single and childless?
Yes.
Okay. Do you believe that out of the majority of Black men do you believe that the majority of Black men earn enough to be considered middle class?
Yes.
Okay. Do you believe that most Black men have or can have multiple women?
They can. Yes.
Oh, wow. Okay. Do you believe that Black men make the best husbands and fathers?
Yes.
Okay. Do you believe that Black women hold 64% of Black bachelor's degrees, which is more than any other group in the country?
Yes.
Okay. Do you believe that Black women out-earn Black men, no matter the educational level?
No.
Okay. All right. We'll be right back with you for the discussion, okay?
Okay.
Okay. That was Miss Kenya. Everybody say hi. All right. All right. All right. Can you please unmute? How you doing, Miss Demisha? I'm gonna mess up your name again. It's Demisha, right? Demisha. How you doing?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm good. Okay. How old are you?
I'm 27.
Uh-oh, you're 27. So you heard something. Uh-oh. All right. Are you married, single, separated, or divorced?
I am in a relationship.
Are you married, single, separated, or divorced?
Oh, well, I guess single then.
Do you want to be married?
I do want to be married.
Okay. Do you have any children?
I don't.
Oh, wonderful. What's the longest relationship you've had?
10 months.
10 months. Okay. Have you ever been engaged?
No.
Okay. Do you believe you should love, honor, and obey?
Yes.
Okay. Would you classify yourself as a strong, independent Black woman?
I would.
Okay. Uh-oh. Is there a shortage of good Black men?
I'm not gonna say it's a shortage. I say that sometimes it's hard to find them though.
Is there a shortage of good Black men?
It's not a shortage.
Okay. What would your last ex say it's like to be with you?
It's never a dull moment.
Okay. Okay. All right. Are you equal to or better than the average Black man?
I'm gonna say equal.
Okay. Would you stay in a long-term relationship with a man who made significantly less money than you?
No.
Oh, ooh, that's brutal. Ooh. How many relationships have you had where you were the one that did not end it?
That did not end it. Maybe 2.
Do you have a man or any man in your life that you trust, seek his counsel, and listen to it?
Yes.
Okay. Should Black women settle?
No.
Oh, okay. What percentage of the family financial load do you want to be responsible for a lifetime?
I can do 50%.
That you want to have to be responsible for a lifetime? This is your preference.
I stick with 50.
Okay. All right. All right. So the next set of questions are: what do you believe? Do you believe the majority of Black men are single and childless?
No.
Okay. Do you believe that the majority of Black men earn enough money to be considered middle class?
No.
Okay. Do you believe that most Black men have or can have multiple women?
No.
Okay. Do you believe that Black men make the best husbands and fathers?
Honestly, no.
Okay. Do you believe that Black women hold 64% of all bachelor degrees in this country?
Yes.
Okay. Do you believe that Black women out earn Black men no matter the educational level?
No.
Okay. All right, Mr. Misha, thank you. I appreciate you. I'll be right back with you, okay?
Okay.
All right. Miss Kendra, how are you? You got to unmute for me.
I am excellent. How are you?
I'm doing good. I'm doing good.
Good.
I'm trying not to say nothing when I'm asking these get to know you questions, boy. It's hard for me to contain myself.
I can
All right,
imagine.
Miss Kendra, how old are you?
I am 49.
You. I ain't gonna say nothing. I ain't gonna say nothing. I'm gonna take one more look.
Yes. Hi.
49, my ass. All right. All right. Are you married, single, separated, or divorced?
Divorced.
Okay. Do you want to be married again?
I would get married again. Yes.
Okay. Do you have any children?
I do. I have
How
two.
many? You have two?
Yes.
All right. Same fathers?
Yes.
Okay, good. Does he have any additional children?
Yes. One additional that's older. Yes.
So you're number 2 in line.
Yes.
Okay. All right. What's the longest relationship you've had?
Oh goodness. 25. Well, no. Goodness, 28 years.
28 years. Ooh. You couldn't work that out after 28 years?
It was time.
Oh.
I'm not gonna say we couldn't have. I know that there's a will, there's a way, but for me, it was time to move it on. So yeah.
Oh wow. Okay. All right. Well, I'm gonna leave that there for right now. I already know the answer to this question. You've been engaged, right?
Yes.
Because you've been married. How many times have you been engaged?
Just once.
Just once. Okay.
Yes.
Do you believe you should love, honor, and obey?
I believe I should love, honor, and we should submit to one another.
Do you believe you should love, honor, and obey?
Obey. Okay, so that's a yes or no question. I would have to say no, because the obey part just kind of it just depends on the situation.
Okay. All right. Would you classify yourself as a strong, independent Black woman?
I would not classify myself as that.
Okay. Is there a shortage of good Black men?
No, I don't think there is.
Okay. What would your husband say it's like to be with you, your ex-husband?
Who I was at that time. Okay, so I would probably say that he would think I'm a challenge.
Ooh, okay. Fair enough.
A good challenge, but a challenge.
Okay. Are you equal to or better than the average Black man?
Equal.
Okay. Would you stay in a long-term relationship with a man who made significantly less money than you?
I would say I'm gonna have to
keep it a buck.
Okay, so my initial thought with that is no.
Your initial was like
my
no.
initial, yeah, so I'm gonna go with no.
Okay. How many relationships you had where you were the one who did not end it? Meaning they were the one that ended it, not you.
So I haven't been in a lot of relationships. So I'm going to have to go with maybe, honestly, I'll say one.
One. Okay.
I haven't been in a lot of relationships.
Who filed for divorce?
I did.
Yeah. Okay. Do you have any man in your life that you trust, seek his counsel, and listen to it?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes. My best friend is a guy, as a matter of fact.
Your best friend is not a guy. Is he gay?
No, not at all.
He's not your best friend.
He is, and he's married.
Woo! Okay. I'm just gonna get through it. Should black women settle?
No, no one should settle.
No one should settle. I'm gonna write that one down. Okay, that's a good one. All right. What percentage of the family financial load do you want to be responsible for a lifetime?
I would say I could do about 25% or so. I mean, I don't want to have to be responsible for too much, but just my nature, I'm gonna say 25 to 50%.
25. Pick one. 25 or 50.
Okay. We're talking about desire here, so I'd say 25.
25. There you go. All right. All right. Let's get to what you believe. Do you believe the majority of black men are single and childless?
No.
Okay. Fair. Do you believe that out of the majority of black men do you believe the majority of black men earn enough money to be considered middle class?
Yes.
Okay. Do you believe that most black men have or can have multiple women?
Yes.
Okay. Do you believe that black men make the best husbands and fathers?
They can. Yes.
Yes. Okay. Do you believe that black women hold 64% of all bachelor's degrees in this country?
Yes.
Okay. All right. Do you believe that black women out earn black men no matter the educational level?
Yes.
Interesting. All right, Miss Kendra, thank you for getting to know you. We'll be right back with you, okay?
All right, thank you.
All right, Miss Maggie, how you doing?
I'm good, and you?
I'm good. All right, so Miss Maggie, how old are you?
36.
You're 36 years old. Okay. Are you married, single, separated, divorced?
Separated.
Okay. Do you have children?
No.
No. Okay. What's the longest relationship you've had?
That's a trick question.
That's not a trick question.
I've been married for a while, but we ain't been together for a while either.
Okay. All right. So you guys are
say
separated. So that relationship is. I mean,
we've been separated for 7 years. And we were married, actively married for like 3.
Okay, separated for 7. Was that the longest relationship you were in, that 3-year marriage? Okay.
Yeah, and before that, I would say that's like 5 years.
Okay. All right. So yes, you've been engaged. How many times have you been engaged?
1.
Okay. All right. Do you believe you should love, honor, and obey?
Yes.
Okay. Would you classify yourself as a strong, independent black woman?
No.
No. Okay. Is there a shortage of good black men?
Yes.
Okay. What you said? Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Would you like? What would your last ex say it's like to be with you? How would you describe you?
Spoiled.
Oh Lord. Okay.
I said how they would say. I ain't say how I am.
Are you equal to or better than most black men?
Equal.
You're equal? Okay. Would you stay in a long-term relationship with a man who made significantly less money than you?
Yes.
Okay. How many relationships were you in that you were the one who did not end it? How many relationships in that the other person, the other man, ended it?
One.
Okay. All right. Do you have a man, any man in your life that you trust, seek his counsel, and listen to?
No.
No. Oh, okay. Should Black women settle?
Yes.
Wow. Okay. What percentage of the family financial load do you want to be responsible for a lifetime?
40%.
40%. Okay. All right. What do you believe? Do you believe the majority of Black men are single and childless?
No.
Okay. Do you believe that do you believe that the majority of Black men earn enough money to be considered middle class?
No.
Okay. Do you believe that most Black men have or can have multiple women?
Yes.
Okay. Do you believe that Black men make the best husbands and fathers? Keep it a buck.
No.
Okay. Do you believe that Black women hold the majority of bachelor's degrees in this country, 64%, more than any other group?
Yes.
Okay. Do you believe that Black women out-earn Black men no matter the educational level?
No.
Okay. All right. Thank you. I appreciate it. Just a couple more ladies to get through. All right, Miss Lisa, I'm going to come to you next. Okay, Miss Lisa, how you doing there?
Good. How are you?
I'm good. All right, Miss Lisa, how old are you?
I'm 61.
Miss Lisa is not 61, but we're going to accept it because she said it. All right. Are you married, single, or divorced?
Divorced.
Okay. How long you been divorced?
10 years.
10 years. How long were you married?
7.
7 years?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Do you have any children?
I raised a child. I don't have children, but I raised my girlfriend's son.
Okay, so no bio children.
Right.
Okay. What was the longest relationship you had?
8 years.
8 years. Have you ever been engaged? Oh, you said yes because you were divorced. Yep. How many times?
Twice.
You were twice. All right. Do you believe you should love, honor, and obey?
I do.
Okay. Would you classify yourself as a strong, independent Black woman?
I do.
All right. Is there a shortage of good Black men?
Yes.
Okay. What would your last ex say it's like to be with you?
I think he would think I was difficult.
Difficult. Okay. Are you equal to or better than the average Black man?
Equal to.
Equal to. Would you stay in a long-term relationship with the man who made significantly less money than you?
Yes.
Okay. All right. How many relationships you were in that you were the one that did not end the relationship?
3.
Okay. Do you have a man, any man in your life that you trust, seek his counsel, and listen to?
There's a few men in my life that I listen to and take counsel with.
So yes. Okay. Should Black women settle?
No, nobody should.
Okay. What percentage of the financial family load do you want to be responsible for a lifetime?
25%.
Okay. All right. Do you believe that the majority of Black men are single and childless?
No.
Do you believe that out of the majority of Black men, do you believe the majority of Black men earn enough money to be considered middle class?
No.
All right. Do you believe that most Black men have or can have multiple women?
Yes.
Do you believe that Black men make the best husbands and fathers?
Yes.
Do you believe that Black women hold the majority of bachelor degrees in this country?
Yes.
Okay. Do you believe that Black women out-earn Black men no matter the educational level?
No.
Okay. All right. Thank you, Miss Lisa. All right, ladies and gentlemen, we got, let's see. We got Miss, let me go to Miss Jasmine. Miss Jasmine, go ahead and unmute for me. I think you're doing like the circle of death on the screen. Okay. I think we lost Miss Jasmine. Hold on. We'll come back. Miss Blue Diamond, go ahead and unmute for me.
Hey, CJ.
Hey, how you doing?
I'm good.
Blue Diamond. Okay. Oh boy.
Here we go.
There we go. How old are you?
I am 33.
You're 33. Married,
Yes.
single, separated, divorced?
Single.
Okay. Do you want to be married?
No.
Did you say no?
No.
Oh wow. Okay. That one kind of shook me a little bit. All right. Hold on a second. And remove. All right. I just had to do some. Whoever's trying to get into the stream, go ahead and try again. There we go. That's Miss Jasmine. All right, Miss Blue Diamond. Do you have children?
Yes.
How many?
4.
You got 4 kids.
Yes.
All by the same father?
No.
How many fathers?
3.
3. What number in line are you with your kids' fathers?
First, second.
Okay. All right. What's the longest relationship you've had? Like timeline.
I'm going to say 3 years.
3?
3 years.
3 years. All right. Have you ever been engaged?
Yes.
How many times?
Once.
Okay. Do you believe you should love, honor, and obey?
Yeah. Yes. I'll say yes.
All right. Would you classify yourself as a strong, independent Black woman?
Yes.
Okay. Is there a shortage of good Black men?
No.
Would your last ex say what it's like to be with you? What would your last ex say what it's like to be with you? You laughing for? You laughing for?
This is a conversation earlier today. I would say he would say that it was a learning experience.
I bet it was. The way you started laughing, I bet it was.
It was a learning experience.
Okay. All right. I gotta hold myself from okay. Are you equal to or better than most Black men?
Equal to.
Okay. Would you stay in a long-term relationship with a man who made significantly less money than you?
Yes.
Okay. How many relationships you had where you were the one that did not end it, meaning the other person ended the relationship?
None.
Also, you ended all of them?
Yes.
Ooh. All right. Do you have a man or any man in your life that you trust, seek his counsel, and listen to?
Yes.
Okay. Should Black women settle?
No.
Okay. What percentage of the financial family load should you be responsible for a lifetime?
100%. Write it down, TJ.
I'm writing it down. I'm writing it down. I don't want to, but I'm writing it down. Okay, what do you believe? Do you believe the majority of Black men are single and childless?
No.
Okay. Do you believe that the majority of Black men earn enough money to be considered middle class?
No.
All right. Do you believe that most Black men have or can have multiple women?
Yes.
Okay. Do you believe that Black men make the best fathers and husbands?
Yes.
Okay. Do you believe that Black women hold the majority of bachelor degrees in this country?
Yes.
Okay. Do you believe that black women out-earn black men no matter the educational level?
Yes.
Okay. Thank you. Let me see. Where'd she go? Demelia. She's not there. She's not there. I lost her. Hold on. I'm going to Philly. I wasn't going to do you, but the other lady dropped out, so we're going to do you. We're going to do you. All right, last lady. Then we're going to get into the discussion. Miss Philly, how you doing?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm good. How old are you?
I'm 35.
You 35?
Yeah.
All right. You married, single, separated, divorced?
Single.
Single. You want to be married?
I do.
Okay. How do you have children?
Yes.
How many?
Two, one living.
Okay. You have two?
Yeah, two, but one living.
But one living. Okay. Sorry about that. How many? Both by the same father?
Yes.
Okay. Does your kid's father have other children?
Yes, he does.
What number are you?
I think two. I'm the second one, but the first one, they were young, so they didn't keep that one.
Okay.
Yeah, but I'm known as one.
Okay. What's the longest relationship you had?
I would say that was like on and off for like 4.5, 5 years.
Okay. I would do 5 years. All right. Have you ever been engaged?
No.
Okay. Do you believe you should love, honor, and obey?
Yes.
Okay. Would you classify yourself as strong, independent, as a strong, independent black woman?
Strong. Yeah.
Okay. Is there a shortage of good black men?
No.
Okay. What would your last ex say about you?
You crazy, cuz.
You're crazy. I'm writing it down. Right. Are you better? I can't.
Yeah.
Are you equal to or better than the average black man?
I'm equal.
Yeah, equal. Would you stay in a long-term relationship with a man who made significantly less money than you?
Yes.
Okay. How many relationships were you in that you were not the one who ended them?
I don't know. I would say one, but I mean, I don't know how to call it, but yeah, one.
Okay. Do you have any man in your life that you trust, seek his counsel, and listen to?
Not really.
No. Should black women settle?
No.
What percentage of the financial family load do you want to be responsible for a lifetime?
Because depending on situations and all that, I would say in between like.
No, in between.
I mean, you gotta be able to pick up the slack. So I mean,
why would you? Okay.
I'm saying if you're in a relationship, you have to be able to.
This is a preference question.
Okay.
What percentage of the family financial load do you want to have to be responsible for a lifetime?
I would say 30 to 40.
I'll just put down 30. All right. Do you believe the majority of black men are single and childless?
No.
Okay. Do you believe that do you believe that the majority of black men earn enough money to be considered middle class?
No, I think the numbers are up. No.
So you don't believe the majority of black men earn enough money to be considered middle class?
No.
Oh, wow. Do you believe that most black men can or have multiple women?
Can they? Or do they? That's true.
We need a question. I mean, we need an answer.
No.
Okay. Do you believe that Black men make the best husbands and fathers?
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Do you believe that Black women hold the majority of bachelor's degrees in this country?
Yeah.
Okay. And do you believe Black women out-earn Black men no matter the educational level?
No.
Okay. All right, Miss Philly, we're going to bring up Miss Jasmine, and then we're going to get to the full discussion. Miss Jasmine, go ahead and unmute. How you doing?
Hey, good. How you doing?
Good, good. How old are you?
24.
You're 24. Are you married,
Yeah.
single, or divorced?
I'm single.
Okay. You want to be married?
Yes, I do.
Okay. Do you have any children?
No, no children.
Okay, good. What's the longest relationship you've been in, like time-wise?
2 years.
2 years? Okay.
Yeah.
Have you ever been engaged?
No.
Okay. Do you believe you should love, honor, and obey?
Yeah, I do.
Okay. All right. Do you classify yourself as a strong, independent Black woman?
Yes. Yes.
Okay. Is there a shortage of good Black men?
No, I don't think so.
Okay. What would your last ex say it's like to be with you?
I was the best thing that ever happened to him.
Okay. All right. Are you equal to or better than most Black men?
Equal to.
Okay. Would you stay in a long-term relationship with a man who made significantly less money than you?
No.
Boom. How many relationships you had where you were the one who did not end it?
2.
Okay. Do you have a man in your life that you trust, seek his counsel, and listen to?
Yes.
Okay.
A few.
Should Black women settle?
No.
Okay. Interesting. Only one of you answered that question yes.
Oh, okay.
Man. Woo. Y'all don't believe in no settling, do y'all? Boy, y'all don't believe that for now. I settle for what? Yeah. What is the percentage of the family financial load do you want to be responsible for a lifetime?
30%.
30%.
Yeah, I'd say 30%. Mm-hmm.
Okay. Okay. The next set of questions, last set of questions, is about what you believe. Do you believe the majority of Black men are single and childless?
Yes.
Okay. Do you believe that the majority of Black men earn enough money to be considered middle class?
Yes.
All right. Do you believe that most Black men can or have multiple women?
Yes.
Okay. Do you believe that Black men make the best husbands and fathers?
Yes.
Okay. Do you believe that Black women earn the majority of the bachelor's degrees in the country?
Yes.
Every last one of y'all answered yes to that one. Do you believe that Black women out-earn Black men no matter the educational level?
Ooh. No.
No. Okay. All right. Everybody watching Real Bravado Network, that was our ladies. We have a few other people, but they're going to come in on the end, okay? So we're going to get right into the discussion. Jasmine, I'm going to keep you up on the screen. I'm going to get ready to the discussion. This is a back and forth. So let me see. I want Miss Jasmine, you're 24, correct?
Yes.
Miss Kendra, I would love to have you up. And Miss Demesia, I would love to have you up. Welcome, ladies. All right. So we're going to talk this first section. We're going to talk exclusively about Black men. Hold on. Let me see. Let me get my notes right. Responsibility and relationship of Black men. Okay. All right. So sit back. And this is a discussion. So I will be engaging with your responses on this one. All right. Are Black men respectable? Go ahead, Jasmine, unmute. And Miss Kendra, unmute.
Yes.
Black men. What do you mean?
You said respectable.
Do you find black men respectable?
Oh, yes.
In general, okay. All right. What about you, Miss Kendra and Miss Demesia? Do you guys find black men respectable in general?
Can I clarify that? So when you say respectable, you mean do they us as far as women respecting them?
No. Do you find them respectable? Do you find black men in general worthy of being respected or carry themselves in a respectable manner?
Yes.
Okay. So you believe the majority of black men are respectable men?
Yes.
Okay. Miss Demesia, do you believe that?
No.
Okay, why not?
A lot of them don't carry themselves in that manner. A lot of them see walking around with their tail hanging out their pants, treating women any kind of way, calling us everything but a child of God. I don't see it.
You don't see it? Okay. Let's see. All right. What do you guys define as a good black man?
I define a good black man as someone taking care of his responsibilities, respecting his woman, the children, and doing what he need to do, holding himself with his head high.
Okay. Miss Kendra?
I would say a good black man is one who knows himself, and one who is honest, one who is able to be honest. He knows himself and he takes care of himself and his business.
What do you mean by honest?
I think it's important for a man to be honest, or people in general, but especially, but men too. Like if there's something that they want, say it up front, say it when it comes to relationships or when it comes to whatever it is that they're trying to do or to be with themselves, or they should just be honest about it.
Okay.
It's something that's hard, right? Because a lot of times people aren't given the leeway to be themselves and to be honest. But at the end of the day, if you're not honest, then you're going to end up trying to be something that you're not, which is not going to work.
I mean, I hear a lot of times ladies talk about that they want men to be honest. And then when men express what they want out of you, then here comes the fight. Like, for example, and I'm just going to pick on something real quick. Like, for example, a lot of men have desired our women to be natural. To be natural, no big eyelashes, no clown makeup and stuff like that. And then when we request that of you, here comes the fight. You're being controlling. You're not my daddy. This is how you met me. All this that. So when guys hear from you ladies that you want us to be honest, we go, well, that's not being honest, because if we require something, we ask something of you that we're being brutal about, we get pushback. So I'm not necessarily sure if our ladies really want us to be honest with you or not.
You're right. There are a lot of people, men and women, who cannot take honesty. But I think that's the problem with a lot of relationships. If you're not able to be honest in a relationship, I don't care who you're with. If you're faking who you are and what you want, then at the end of the day, you're not going to be fulfilled and they're not going to be fulfilled either. So you're just in a relationship to say that you're in a relationship.
Okay. Ms. Demesia, what did you say as that you consider to be a good black man?
I'd say a good black man is someone who knows who they are in general and can hold their own weight in a relationship or in general in life, and just take care of themselves.
Okay. Follow-up question. Do black women have the right to define what a good black man is?
I think they have to define it for themselves. I think we can't go around judging people who don't fit our category, right? Because we all have different backgrounds. We all have different views on things. We can't judge people who don't fit our category, but you do have to define that for yourself. You have to know what you want.
Go ahead. I hear a lot of times when women are talking about men and what men should do in their behaviors, a lot of times our women will always say, will lead with, a real man would blank, blank, blank. And I'm thinking to myself, who are you to judge what a real man is when you really haven't had one in your life? So I find that kind of interesting that a lot of, I asked that question for a reason, because a lot of our ladies will try to define what manhood is supposed to look like.
I feel that.
Yeah. Hold on a second, ladies.
What about, I have a question. What about if a woman had a father as a real man figure in her life? Then how would you, would she have a say then?
It depends. What has to say how a man should be, like what a real man is. Well, my follow-up question to that, Jasmine, would be, and I hate answering a question with a question, but if you're a mother raising a boy, can you teach him how to be a man?
Okay, got you. I feel that.
I'm just saying. Yeah. I'm just saying. All right, Miss Jasmine, I'm gonna put you down for a second, and I'm gonna bring up Miss Lisa. Okay.
Okay.
All right. As soon as I find, okay, there's so many out on here. I've never had this many. Miss Lisa. Get my screen. Hey, I get my screen to act right. What is a good black man?
A man who accepts his responsibility, things that he creates in his life, who looks after his family and carries himself in an honorable way.
In an honorable way. I asked the question to you guys. Let me find it. A lot of you stated that that a lot of you answered that there were not a shortage of good black men out here, that there were not a shortage of them. If that's the case, then why are 75% of our women single?
I think I was one of the few who said no. So that's why I feel that way. Because there are so many single women doing it for themselves, that there has to be a shortage somewhere for women to have to put on their own.
Yeah. Ms. Demisha, how would you answer that? If they're not a shortage of, how did you answer that? You said, is there a shortage of good black men? You said no. So you think that there are a decent amount of good black men out here, but then how do you count for the fact that 75% of our women are single?
I think that there may be some good black men out there, but they're just not with black women. There were other races and ethnicities.
So, what do you mean? Define with married to, or just dating, or a combination of both?
A combination of both. Because
only 3% of black men are actually with non-black women, according to blackdemographics.com, which tracks our marital data. So there's, I think, a lot. I think a lot of times we see our higher, more visible men, and we see them with, non-black women, and we kind of extrapolate that out. That we think that's more common as we think, but it's not as common as you think. Most black men marry black women at an 89% rate. You are our choice of woman, believe it or not. And that's according to blackdemographics.com. I will probably reference them a lot throughout this stream, but I reference them so you guys can go check them out. And blackdemographics.com is a statistical warehouse for data on black people, including their income, where they're living. They got it broken down by your city, by your state, by your neighborhood, and it's a site run exclusively by black men. So I don't think they have any reason to not try to put out the most accurate data about us known out there. Okay, one quick follow-up. Do you guys believe that you belong to black men?
I don't like the idea of that kind of possession.
I'm sorry, you're kind of breaking up a little bit, Miss Lisa. I'm sorry, what'd you say?
I don't like the idea of that kind of possession type thinking.
Why not?
I think we belong to ourselves and we belong to God, and the rest of it is work it out amongst ourselves here.
Miss Lisa, are you do you believe in Christianity or Christian?
Yes, I was raised Christian.
You're raised Christian. So if you say you think we belong to God, but that's not what God did when he made woman. He gave woman to man.
I agree with that. But gave us as partners, not as possessions.
As partners. We're
as part of a relationship, not as somebody's possession. I guess I come at it in a different angle because I was raised by a very possessive father, and he saw me as property.
As property.
He saw me as his property until the day he died.
Okay, all right, lady. What do you ladies think? Do you think you belong to black men?
No.
Why not?
No, I'm not something to be owned, and you have to be careful with that. I think as an individual, it's easy to fall into that because I have felt that before, right? I have felt like I'm supposed to be this, and tried to fit into that mold of what someone else expected me to be, what someone else needed me to be, as far as that goes. But I'm not someone to put up on a pedestal and to be owned. Basically, we're all individuals, and we all have a right to our thoughts and opinions.
So you believe belonging to somebody equals ownership?
Using the term belong, yes.
Okay, I'm gonna get back to that in a second. Miss Blue Diamond, do black men belong to you? Or do you belong to a black man? Do you belong to a black man?
Yes.
Okay, why do you say yes?
Because I would go as far as history goes. We were taken from the black man and used and manipulated and treated as less than by other races. So I think that a black man will value us more than anyone else.
Okay, fair enough. Miss Demesia, do you believe that you belong to a black man?
I can see her point of view when she just said what Blue Diamond just said. I see that point of view, and I also see the point of view of not belonging to anyone, because if I'm gonna be with somebody to be married or anything of that nature, I think that we were gonna be equal. I don't see myself as being a position of anybody. When I think of a position, I think of maybe like this my cup. That's a possession to me. Mm-hmm. I'm not a possession to a man.
How do you? Let me ask this question: If in part what you're saying is you don't belong to a man, then how do you expect black men to have put themselves in harm's way to protect you?
I can see that too.
So I think that's I respect a black man in his position. Mm-hmm. For being who he is. Mm-hmm. That there's no doubt about that. I think that's something that is often lacking in the black community. I think, the respect factor of black women to black men. But, so that is from my experience, that has been a man's responsibility to protect. But
so how can I, if it's my responsibility to protect you, how can I protect somebody that doesn't belong to me?
Exactly. Go ahead, Kendra.
No, you guys, sweetie. Guys.
I would say that it more so for me is because that's whom we come from. If he took Adam's rib and made me, I belong to him. You know what I'm saying? I am of him. So that's who I belong to. That man that I am from.
Okay. Go ahead, Miss Kendra.
No, I was just gonna say, I think it's falling back, and this is I'm a very literal person, right? Yeah. So when you say belong, to me, that is definitely going back to a possession type of thing. Mm-hmm. A lot of times in a relationship, when someone feels that you are their possession, right, then it's it skews your relationship. It's hard to be in a relationship with someone who feels that they own you.
Do you think black men are territorial?
Some of them can be, yes.
You think some of us are territorial?
I think men in general by nature are
there you go.
Territorial, yes.
By nature, we are territorial. Yes. And just a little bit for discussion purposes, you ladies, when you are our ladies, we most of us do not look at it like we own you, like we own our car. You know what I mean? But you are ours. You know what I mean? And God forbid that anybody crosses our path and try to bring any disrespect or harm or less than and to you, and we will protect you like that. But that's why I ask, for a black woman, do you belong to black men? Because when I speak to other races of women, they don't make any bones about it. They flat out say yes, they belong to their men. It's just kind of interesting how our ladies look at that. Okay. All right, we got to keep moving because we still got a good ways to go. How would you define what an average black man is? What qualities do you think make up the average black man?
I would say the average black man is and I'm going to say this. I think that you guys are not able to be real. I think in a lot of ways, because you carry so much and because there's so much of an expectation, that men find it hard to be who they are, find it hard to be themselves. So, but I think in the majority of men that I have met, they're great people. You just have to allow them to be themselves and to be able to have that conversation and allow them to be who they are. Allow you guys to be who you are. Be open, be honest, be free. And I think that's what they want to be. It's just society has kind of stopped you from being that.
Okay. Miss Blue Diamond, how would you define what an average black man is?
One that is free. And in a sense of financially free, mentally free, emotionally free, because I see a lot of men harbor emotions. They're told at a young age that don't be a sissy, don't cry, and that makes them hard as a person. So I think the average black man is, like Emmanuel Cole says, is misunderstood. They come off as aggressive because they're told not to express those emotions. Don't cry, and it's hard for them to show love because at times they may want to cry.
Okay. So it's kind of interesting that hold on. Let me get some of the other ladies up here before I make my comment. Miss Demesia, I'm gonna put you down for a second. And I'm gonna bring up Miss Kendra. Miss Kendra, go ahead and unmute for me.
Hey.
How would you describe the average black man?
Broken.
Go in that refrigerator.
Broken.
The average black man is broken.
Yeah.
Miss Kendra, why would you say that? Why would you say the average black man is broken?
Because society told them that they couldn't be human.
Because the society told them that they can't be human.
Yeah, they've told them not to feel. Just like Blue Diamond said, big boys don't cry. Suck it up. You being a punk. Don't be a sissy.
Okay.
Man up.
Ms.
So
Kendra,
as you hear that as
No, I was telling Miss Kendra I was going to put her down for a second.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, go ahead.
So you end up being with this. You meet this man and he's pretty much damaged, and he doesn't know how to feel. And when you try to have conversations with this man, it's like he goes numb. He shrugs it off. He doesn't really respond appropriately, and you're just like, I just told him how I feel about this, and this, and he does nothing. And then it takes that one tragedy or whatever to pretty much make him snap.
Yep.
And then all of those feelings start to spill over. So there's a lot of emotional damage that Black men hold on to because they've been told by society to suck it up.
Interesting. Okay, real quick, Miss Coach Vivica B. We belong to one another. I expect provision and protection, but he also expects nature and peace. Absolutely. He expects just as much from me as I expect from him. Miss Coach Vivica B.
Come on, Coach.
That is that. There you go.
Yes.
I'll give you an air horn for that. So it's I find it very interesting how you guys are describing the average Black man. The average Black man don't describe himself in terms of emotional development or anything like that, including the men that created blackdemographics.com. The average Black man is single, childless, and earn enough money to be considered in the middle class.
Mm-hmm.
That's the average Black regular old bro. Not broken, not trying to be a human being. The regular old brother.
Where they living?
Is single, child, all around you.
I'm gonna need for you to point me.
They in Georgia. Apparently, they all down in Atlanta somewhere. Because
Actually, the average Black man is actually, most of us are centrally located, small towns. Let me tell you guys something. Now that you said that, the number one thing I get from a lot of women is the fact that where are they? And I'm going to tell you guys something. Tell you ladies something. That's very insulting to most men, because because we say time and time again that the majority of Black men are invisible to you ladies. The regular old bro is. I told a story a few weeks ago on this stream about how this CNA at my job. I work in a hospital. How she just sat around talking about that there are not that many Black men that work in the hospital. We work on a night shift. I looked at her and said, "What are you talking about? What are you talking about? This place is littered with Black men. Ain't no Black men here. You bought one of a couple handful." On our break, I took that woman to every single floor, every single department, and introduced her to all these Black men that work there. I'm talking from security guards to laboratory techs to the volume of Black male nurses. You guys will be shocked how many Black men nurses are in the medical field. I took her to the emergency room to show her the 2 Black male doctors running the emergency room.
Mm-hmm.
The average.
I don't think we pay attention to them.
You don't.
It's the flash. If they don't have that "come look at me" sign around them, then we probably not seeing them. So that's what it is.
So to sit there and say that they're not around. One of my lady friends, I told her she has a daughter, 30 years old, looking for a man. You know what I told her? I told that girl, I said, go cook your best meal, wrap it up, go stand outside the Urban League at 5:00. And when I said at quitting time, I said, you are going to see the employees walking out of the Urban League. The vast majority of them are Black men, and they're single as French toast. All you got to do is stand there with something cute, open up that plate of food, let them see all that steam, and say, "Mama looking for a husband," and you're gonna be able to fight them off with a stick. Y'all don't see.
Y'all got your pen?
Huh?
Write this down. I'm writing it down.
Yeah, write it down. Write it down.
You know.
Let me go ahead and whip some up.
I don't know if our women do not notice the average Black man. The average Black man is sitting around. Yes, the fact that they ain't got time to be all flashy in your face because they're too busy trying to work. They're too busy trying to build something. They're too busy trying to protect what they got. They're too busy doing all of that stuff, but they are around. I'll tell one more quick story before I get onto these rest of these questions from you ladies. One of the doctors in the ER was like completely like awestruck over one of the Black nurses. He wanted this nurse so bad, and she knew it, he knew it. And I asked her, I said, "Why aren't you giving Dr. such and such some play?" She looked at me and she goes, I ain't trying to mess up my job. Excuse me? That brother,
how you
that,
do it?
Yeah, that 37-year-old brother who worked his butt off to put himself through medical school, he looked at you and wanted you, and you worried about a job that in 3 years he's gonna have his own practice, and you could be his head nurse, keeping all that money in house and popping out his kids, and you could have some trust fund kids in a couple years, and you worried about some stinking nursing job.
Come on, baby, get your man, girl.
But let me tell you something. Who's all over this brother right now. Becky with the system.
Becky with the good hair. So Becky know what's up.
Becky with the system. Becky with the sister booty is all over this man. She dang near been sitting in his lap sometime. I'd be like, can you please leave? Get this man some time to breathe. He ain't paying her no attention because he wants a sister. Mm-hmm. But how long do you expect that man to wait?
Mm-hmm. Yep, and them 3 years gonna pass, and she gonna still be at that job. He had his own practice with Beck, and then she gonna be like, all he wanted was that white girl. Nah, he wanted you, but you was sitting there looking stupid.
Absolutely. So belonging to you, I think that's an important distinction for your man to feel. No, we're not talking about possessional thing, but we want to feel like you belong to us. And I'm telling you right now, your brothers don't feel that way.
Yeah.
They don't feel like that. Even your regular old, let me tell you something. I'm going to say to my monologue, a regular old brother is a hell of a brother.
I didn't realize that until I was older. I wanted, I come from a big city, and at a time of rappers and, the girlfriend or the girl they was with, just dressing up and being on scene and being seen with them. Mm-hmm. So I believe that that's what I wanted. That's what I saw. I want that right there. Until I got older and saw that those relationships were volatile. Those relationships didn't last long. And as I got older, I was like, no, I want Bob from accounting who got his stuff together and is quiet. Don't laugh at me, but you know what I'm saying, right?
Yeah, right.
He stays to himself. Nobody's all up in his business, to the point that the relationship wouldn't be a secret, but it would still be private. Okay. It took me a while. But you live and you learn.
All right. I got 2 more questions in this section. Actually, I got more than 2 more questions, but I'm gonna ask 2 more questions, and I got to move on to the next section because we're I don't want to run out of time here. And I'm gonna Miss Kendra down there. I'm actually gonna bring you up in a little bit for this particular question. But here's a question for the ladies: why is it important to you for your man to be your partner?
I think it's very important for my man to be my partner, because it was times where I was in a relationship and I felt alone, like I had to take over the weight, and I'm young still. So it's like it was overwhelming, because it felt like after a while we was just being a leech, because I'm doing everything in my power to make sure everything good, but you just stringing me along and doing you. So I feel like it's really
Jasmine, you're 27?
24.
You're 24. And how old was this fella?
He was he's 26, so he was 2 years older than me. He was 23.
And you felt like you 21. He was what?
He was 23 and I was 21.
He was 21, 23-year-old. What 23-year-old man do you know that's got his stuff financially together?
I was young. I didn't know better.
Let me tell you something. And if I can have one thing for our Black women to do and to take out of your dialogue, the statement, I was young. I was young does not excuse a poor decision.
Okay.
Because and here's the thing, and I had a conversation about this with somebody else about, I tell a lot of our ladies, you're 23, 24 years old women, your husband is not in your age bracket. Because that brother isn't there yet. He isn't there yet. I remember what I was doing at 23 years old. Not enough to have no wife. I had 3 roommates. And I used to recycle bottles to buy ramen noodles and stuff, and to to try to get food and pay rent.
I agree. I agree with you, TJ, when you say that he's not in our age group. Just to think back, I had I guess a boyfriend, a partner that was about 10, maybe 11 years my senior, and my mom could not stand him, but I was like, I want him because he already had everything together. I would think I was about 20, 21. He already had everything together. He had the house, the car, everything, a great job. So, and I was like, I don't have to worry about him saying he can't. That's one thing I hated growing up, was that I can't do. If I ask you,
don't no woman want no man go to their man and he say I can't.
Yeah,
that ain't got nothing to do with no age. That's across the board. I mean, you have Miss Lisa down here, 61 years old. If her man came to her, she go to her man with something. She don't want to hear I can't. So I talk to guys like that. I say, don't ever tell your woman you can't. Even if you can't, don't tell her you can't. You tell her, I'll figure it out.
Yes.
Yeah, that probably would go over smoother than, I can't. Not right now.
I can't.
I'll let you know.
No. Your job is I can't. Yeah.
Yeah, don't tell me you can't. That's like saying just no, period.
Yeah. And so you come back to the I can't when you've gone out and done everything you could. Then you come back. But you come back with the here's what I've done, here's what I've tried. I ain't got no other avenues. Baby, do you got any other suggestions? That's where the helpmate comes in at. But I want to get back to the question. I'm going to bring up Miss Kendra. Why is it so important for most of our women to feel like they're partners with their men? Oh, Miss Kendra, you're muted. I'm sorry.
I'm muted. I keep muting myself. I'll say this. After my separation, one of the main reasons or one of the main things that I look for in a person now is a friend. I need someone who I can rely on as a friend, because that is where our foundation is going to come in. That allows us to be partners, to be able to discuss any and everything. I want him to be able to be fully who he is, and I want to be able to be fully who I am. So in order for us to come together and to be successful in a relationship, we've got to be partners, and partners should be able to share who they are completely.
Okay. Miss Kendra, I don't have your sheet in front of me. You have children, right?
Yes.
Okay. Partners. Okay. So let me ask this question. Do you think a man should be responsible for his woman and his family?
Yes.
So if I have to be responsible for my woman and my family, how is that person my partner when I'm responsible for you?
We're working together. So I say that too. I don't expect for a man to, it just depends. I think it depends on the person, because everybody's going to be different. You're not going to have any two people that are exactly the same. So whatever situation or whatever person you choose, y'all have to determine what that means for you.
Mm-hmm. I'm gonna push a little bit on this one. So you have children, right?
Yes.
Okay, and you're responsible for your children, right?
Mm-hmm.
Are your children your partners?
They're not my partners. That's a different relationship, though. My children that's a different relationship.
And see, and where I'm looking at for our men, when we're looking about responsibility and being responsible, we don't really look at you like you're our children, but we protect you like you are.
Okay. I can see that, but you still have to have that. I think that's where the breakdown a lot of times comes in, right? So you have one person expecting one thing out of a relationship and another person expecting another thing. If you're not able to communicate effectively on what both of you need out of the relationship, then again, you're together, you have a relationship, you have a man, you have a woman, but how fulfilled are you in that relationship?
And one of the things that we're not doing on a regular basis is having these hard conversations about what that looked like. And I'll tell any lady that I'm, and some women get offended by this. You're not my partner. That doesn't mean you're less than. That doesn't mean you're less than me. That doesn't mean you're not as valuable to the situation. You're just not my partner. I'm responsible for you. You're not my partner. But a lot of men with old school way of thinking, they look at their woman as people that they have to make sure is okay. I gotta make sure you are okay. Therefore, I'm not looking at you as my quote unquote partner. I talked to my great grandmother, my actual grandmother before she passed away a few years ago, because her and my grandfather are married for 60 years. You know, and I talked to her about the term partner, and she literally got offended. But even though she had to work, bring home a check, and, you know, help with the financial load in the house, they had 6 kids. She never looked at my grandfather as her partner. She goes, "That's not my partner. That's my husband." And
so can I ask you how you define? Can I ask you how you define partner?
Partnership to a lot of men, when we hear the word partner, we hear 50-50. We're on the same page, the same level, meaning that if we're both the drivers of this car, and that's how we hear it. When we hear partner, we hear that. We hear somebody who wants to be, you know, a co-CEO with me. I don't want a co-CEO. There's only one captain of this ship, and that's me. That doesn't mean your role as my helpmeet or my support system. This is kind of how I, and this is a little bit extreme analogy, but if we in the house and we got kids, something goes bump in the night, or somebody wants to try to come through that door, I'm gonna go see about that first. If there needs to be a tussle, I'm gonna do that tussle. Your job is to get you and them children out of there. You are only to fight if I fall. You're the last line of defense.
It's
for
like
the family.
It's like why? Why?
What?
Why so? Why? Why is the woman the second line of defense? Why is the woman the second line of defense? It's like you want a silent partner. Like she's there, but
she's the last line of defense. It's not about being in the background.
Why is she
it's about responsibility. I'm responsible for the safety and the provision of everybody. You're responsible for the development of our legacy, which is our children. If I fall, I still need you here to develop that legacy. So I don't want you sitting up there fighting toe to toe with me with some other man. I want you out the way, protecting my children. If you fighting toe to toe with me, who's protecting the kids? Now, you know, when you got 7, 8, 9, 10-year-old kids, they're hard to wrangle in times of crisis. And if they're not have somebody there to wrangle them, to get them the safety, to get the move them along, huh?
I beg to differ because I grew up in a 2-parent home, my mother and my father, who were married. And there was a time when we had to get up and go. And my father was there. You know, my father was there. My mother was there. But it was her who decided to do the fighting and make sure we got to where we needed to be to get out of that situation. Though he was there, he was the second line. I mean, as an adult now, looking back at the situation we had to deal with, he was the second line of defense. His role didn't change as to who he was and what he was to provide for his family, but he made sure we were okay. He made sure us, you know, my brothers and sisters were okay. But my mother is the one that got us up and out of there and fought through the whole situation to make sure that we were where we needed to be as a family and that we were all together. So I don't think that as it is now, how things are now, I think it would be it's not even 50-50 when it comes to a woman and her partner in a Black relationship, because of how I wouldn't say that it would be 50-50. I can't do 50-50. My thing is first I'm taking care of everything. I think a male's ego more so drives to be the ego and provide.
I don't think it has anything to do with the ego, but more so how we're structured. We're structured for that. I don't want you in my house having to feel like you need to take care of everything. I need you relaxed. I need you not stressed. And this might not be pleasant for a lot of ladies. Your job is me and the family. That's it. And I want to provide a situation where that's where you feel. I don't want you in there doing this hard work and heavy lifting. There's this saying, pressure is made for shoulders, not hips. That's why our backs are wider. That's why we're stronger.
If that was the case, then men will have the babies then, because our hips take the pressure of they. Our hips bear children. You can't sit here and tell me that you can take that. That's a pressure that's immeasurable and men cannot handle.
That's a biological thing. We're talking about the pressures of the world.
Biologically, we are used to the pressure.
Let me tell you something. There's nothing more unsettling than a woman under stress in a home. If a woman is under stress in the home is under stress. I can't have you that which means that yes, no, you are not side by side in those stressful situations. It's my job. Go ahead, Ms. Kendra.
I think it kind of falls down to this as well. Whatever you grew up knowing and expecting is what kind of how you have to learn to partner together. I think that, I get what you're saying, because I grew up in a household that was very much that way. My mother didn't work until we were in middle school, right? My dad took care of everything. So I'm very familiar with that, analogy of how life is. And that's how I was taught how life is supposed to be. When I got married, it was different, right? So at first, I was expecting my husband to be who my father was, because my father was this way. So I expected our relationship to be the same thing, and it wasn't. And it took me years to get to a place of understanding that you can't expect the same thing. I think what you're saying is definitely very how men are created, how women are created. When we look back to the biblical, creation, that is exactly what it is, right? Like, men are made to see straight ahead. Women see everything. So we should be able to come in where a man needs help, right? We come in order for us to know how to help you. We have to know everything that you need, right? So I think that there's definitely a partnership there, though, in order for us to be able to come together and be successful in a relationship. I think you can try to put parameters on it. And I think that's where a lot of men now feel all of that pressure, because they do feel like, hey, I have to do this and I have to do it on my own. I don't expect any man to do anything on his own. I'm here, right? Lean on me as well. We have to be there for each other. If I can't trust you, if you can't trust me to be here for you, then what good am I? I'm not able to be your helpmeet. I'm not able to be who I need to be for you as a woman if you feel like I'm just your responsibility. Does that make sense?
Yes, but that's where I talk about your job is me and the family. Even though you may have to go out and work work outside of the home, your primary responsibility is to us, and to be that, and to provide an atmosphere for that leaning on when the man needs to leave. He's supposed to be able to come home to his woman and get decompression, especially your black man. The war, I think you guys know we fight wars, but I don't think you understand how deep those wars go. You have no idea. You know what I mean? A lot of you, some of you may see it on your jobs with some of these black men that, when you get their supervisors trying to little boy them. Mm-hmm. Yeah. Trying to little boy them in front of people, trying to emasculate them in front of you. I had a supervisor one time when we were working in the office. I was one of 2 or 3 black men in the office that worked in the office, and I was very social with the sisters in the building. In the division. I'm a big fan of trying to, at least in the work environment, have some harmonious, trust amongst people that look like me, even the ladies. My supervisor came to me one day and she was like, you need to keep your harem away from your desk. It's my supervisor. Well, how do you think I responded to that?
No.
This is my supervisor.
Yeah.
I looked that woman dead in her face. I said, first, let's get one thing straight, lady. Don't you ever refer to those black women as a harem. They're not a bunch of hoes circling me. Second of all, don't ask the one of two only black men in this department to not talk to his black women. That will never happen. And I said to her, I don't know who the hell you think you hired, but I'm not that dude. Now, a lot of brothers wouldn't do that, you know what I mean, because they're jeopardizing their job. But there are some things in my world that are beyond a paycheck. That are beyond a paycheck. Mm-hmm. So, all right, let me move on to the next couple questions. All right. Should you compete for a man?
No.
Why are you saying no? Why are you saying no?
Compete?
It's already a competition. It's already a competition because you're not the only one that man is that's looking at that man. So it's a competition.
Every woman that shook her head, I just brought her up right away. Why don't you think
I'll say this. Men are natural hunters. Y'all know what you want.
Right.
Exactly.
So, and women likewise. If a man, why should I have to? I'm not going to compete. Because,
why not?
For what?
It's already
I don't have to compete.
What do you mean you don't have to? Why don't you think you gotta compete?
You don't even know you're in one.
You're competing anyway. You're competing anyway.
I'm not competing.
Even if you don't see who the competition is, you still competing because you see that you saw come out the barbershop and he looking real clean cut and whatever. You're not the only one that saw him, so it's a competition anyway.
He's not the only one who saw me, right?
You're not, but you just don't see your opponent. So it's a competition whether you realize it or not. So yeah, you gonna put.
I think if a man chooses, if that's what he wants. If you want someone else, then go to someone else. I'm not competing for you. I'm not. I don't have to.
Ms. Jasmine, I gotta mute you for a second because there's a lot of feedback.
You're not gonna knowingly compete for someone, but nevertheless, you're still competing for them.
Right.
I don't understand. Like I gave the example of the Becky with the sister booty with the doctor. She know that doctor wants that black nurse, and what does she do every day? She wear very tight scrubs. She put on perfume. She's always in his space. And this woman then changed her schedule to make sure she working when this doctor's working. You think that woman ain't competing?
She's choosing to compete.
It's always
but he's not choosing her. He's still looking at the other nurse.
I mean,
that woman gonna wear him down.
When a man wants to settle down, he will settle down with what he wants to do. If I have to compete for you, that means I'm going to be competing for the rest of my life. If I have to come, if I'm worried about, okay, so if she wears something tight, what about the next lady who wears something tighter the next day? If that's what you want, go get that girl with the tight thing on, or with nothing, whatever it is. I'm not going to compete with that because that means what it does to the woman is it's going to wear us down because we're constantly wondering, oh my God, what do I need to do? How am I going to make him happy? How do I need to change myself to make him want me? No, if you don't want me and you appreciate me for who I am.
Why don't you want to give your guy something to be excited about?
Oh, I do. And I will, but I don't have to compete for that.
But men have got to compete for you.
They don't have to. I mean, if they choose to,
they don't have to.
They don't have to.
They don't choose to.
If I'm attracted to a man and he gets my attention, then he has my attention.
Well, everything with the man is a competition. We already know that. We ain't got no problem with competing. We ain't got no problem with no competing, but competing from a female level. Let me explain something like that. Becky with the sister booty. So I'll just call her Becky.
Sister booty, I love it.
Because she do the girl. I'm like, whoa, wait a minute. where they making y'all at like that now in the factory? They now, but when this particular nurse wasn't even, that doctor was not on her radar until she understood he wanted that other nurse.
So she created competition.
Oh yeah, well, but she decided. Well, maybe I'm just assuming because I don't know and I don't talk to her about it because I'm not talking to Becky about nothing. But maybe in her mind she thought she just could have him because she just worked in the department with him. But the moment that she knew that there was another, I don't think she understands that the doctor doesn't want that lady. But she's competing. She's putting herself out there. She's making herself physically appealing. This woman, I saw her last week. This woman brought in soul food for this doctor.
I think it goes back to what you said, though. The doctor doesn't want her. He doesn't want her.
Right now. Sister Becky ain't a bad looking white girl. He don't want her right now.
And if his attention happens to go that way because the other one doesn't want her.
Because the sisters keep rejecting him.
He's giving attention to him.
He's
that's
going
like,
to
you're
go.
Not going to speak to somebody that's not speaking to you. Somebody say hello, you're going to respond and say hello. You're going to give attention to what's the attention that's given to you. TJ, you might just be that man that just ignore the person that say hello.
Who, me? I speak to everybody. I'm a big fan of going where you want it. A lot of times because our women, think that in general think that they Miss Kendra think like you think that why should I have to compete? But men want to be desired too. And competition from a woman is different than competition from a man to a woman. It's different. It looks different. But to sit there, let me ask you this question: is there a kind of man that is worth competing for?
And maybe I think we're getting caught up, or maybe I'm getting caught up on the word, right? So to me, compete is like, okay, you've got these two ladies here, and both of us are going in for this one man.
Mm-hmm.
I hear you saying, I appreciate, there's any black man who's ever met me, right? I'm going to appreciate you. I'm going to respect you. I'm going to treat you as a king. I don't care whether we're in a relationship or what. That's just my nature to honor and to respect the man, right?
Mm-hmm.
But it's like you said, I'm not going to go somewhere where I'm not wanted. If I can feel, and that's, I have a very different view of relationships because I don't care to meet someone off bat and then, I want this person to be my man. I don't know if I want you to be my man because I don't know you well enough. I need to see how you are and see who you are. And I want you to see how I am and see who I am before we decide that we need to be in a relationship together. You're not getting a title without me knowing who you are, without me knowing those things, because that's where a lot of this misconception and things like that comes from. It's because people are just basing it off of, you're going into a relationship off of menial things. I like how you look. I like how you cook. I like the clothes you wear. Things of that nature. That's going to go away. You know that person on a different level. So I think the competition to me, and I hear what you're saying, and I completely agree with that. That should be, I'm going to honor, I'm going to respect, regardless. So that it's not like he's not going to get that from me. I'm just not going to, if you're looking for me to come to you and you're giving your attention to 10 different women, give it to 10 different women, but I'm not yours. I'm not going to compete per se for that. Because you know what you want. You know what you want.
Fair enough. One final question. Hold on, ladies. One final question for this segment, for this section, then we got to move on to the value of strong independent woman section. One question. Okay. Every last one of you, I think, except for one, stated that Black women shouldn't settle. Why in the world do you think you shouldn't have to settle?
I don't think anybody should have to settle.
Why?
Because when you settle for something, then you're taking less than you think you're worth.
Why? Why do you think that?
Because to settle is to make yourself content with things that are okay, but not exactly what you want. To settle is like saying, okay, I can't have what it is that I want in my life. So then I should just deal with what I can get.
And
I don't think anyone's happy in that situation.
Miss Lisa,
nobody wants to. Go ahead.
Have you are you currently still working?
No.
You're not working. No. When was the last time you were in a career or in a
job? 7 years ago.
About 7 years ago. Okay. Mm-hmm. Okay. So I understand the initial reaction to not wanting to quote unquote settle. But I don't understand is realigning your expectations. I don't understand how that is settling. None of us are going to get everything we want.
And I agree with that. And realigning your expectations is not settling, as far as I'm concerned.
But I mean, by definition, not getting what you want is considered settling. None of us. Let me tell you something. If you're not with the first person you slept with, you settled.
I don't see it that way.
I think it's more so of what you're settling for and whom you're settling for. Because it's just not going to be a Joe Blow. Oh, he cute. Oh, what happened?
Yeah, some of you ladies.
There we go.
Some of you ladies made the statement on here. I asked, would you stay with a man who made significantly less money than you? And a good number of you said no. But what if that man was the man that's ordained for you, but he made significantly less money than you and you wouldn't keep him? Is that settling because you got because of his profession?
I don't see it that way. I don't see if he makes less money than I do, but he's a good man and he takes care of his home and he looks out for the things that a man is supposed to look out for in a relationship. That's not settling.
Right.
Yeah.
And he taking care of home.
What do you guys consider? I mean, maybe you guys answered and I just didn't hear it clearly. What do you guys consider settling?
For me, I think settling there. So I think everyone has their basic needs for them in a relationship. If you have to go against those basic things, then I think you're settling, right? So let's say if I say my basic thing is that you work, right? Like, I'm not saying how much you make or anything like that, but just period, just that you work. And then if I find someone, it's like, okay, this person doesn't work, and I settle for that, then eventually that's going to be a problem because that's something that I believe that people should do, right? Like you're bringing in money some kind of way. Mm-hmm. So it's going to be an issue for us long term. And I know it is because I'm not going to be happy. I'm going to be questioning in the back of my mind, oh, this person's not doing this, we're not doing this. So I think that you have to, so settling, I don't think it goes to a place of, we all have our lists, right? Lists of things that we would like to happen. Things that these are things that I would like to have. These are things that I must have. If you go against those things that you must have, and only you know what that list is, only you know what that looks like. But if you go against that, then you just have to be willing to deal with what the reality of that is for the rest of your life, if that's who you choose to marry, right?
Mm-hmm. Okay. All right. I want to move on to the next section. We're going to talk about strong, independent Black woman. I do have a question. I want to ask, where'd she go? Miss Demetria. And I want to ask Miss Jasmine. I'll be right back with you, Miss Kendra. This is good. Let me see and put that down. Hello, ladies. Listen. So when there's this new term, I don't know if it's a new term or maybe I'm just old, but I hear a lot of sisters say, what do Black women mean by when they say I'm a whole vibe? What does that mean?
That you the whole package.
What
everything going on for yourself?
Huh?
High vibe. She has high vibrations.
She has high vibrations. What does that mean?
The whole package. Herself. That's what it
hold on a second, Miss Jasmine. Something's wrong with your audio. It's like thumping. Hold on a second. Hold on a second. Miss Jasmine, do me a favor. Log out and log back in, okay? All right. So now say that again, Mr. Misha. What does it mean by a whole vibe? I don't understand. Is it get you the whole package?
So nowadays, when people say their whole vibe, is like saying I'm the full package. I got everything going on for myself. I'm the baddest of the baddest. That's what people mean when they say that.
That they the baddest of the baddest.
Yeah.
But you a whole vibe.
Yeah.
So what does that mean for a man when he hears that? I mean, how should we take that?
Well, I can't say how a man's gonna take that when he hear it, but I guess when people say that, they're just letting you know, you come over here, it's gonna be a fun ride.
A fun ride, yeah. A lot of brothers don't mind a fun ride.
It's gonna be.
I'm just saying. I mean, is that all we?
No, it's not all that you should look for. I think when people say that, their whole vibe, you got to really sit down and look at the principles. Like, for me, if I was to say that, I'm going to say maybe I'm a whole vibe because I do whatever I need to do to make sure that my responsibilities are met. I pay all my bills. I take care of myself. I take care of my business. I take care of my family when I need to and things of that nature. I held my responsibilities and I hold them well. So that's what I would say.
So you're a whole vibe if you're being an adult.
That's what a lot of people would classify it to be. You take care of your responsibilities nowadays. That's what we say in our age category. Is it right to say it like that? No, because you're just doing what you're ultimately supposed to do. Be grown.
Yeah, I hear women in their 30s and 40s, and which is my age group, saying that they're a whole vibe. I'm like, I don't even know. What am I supposed to do with that? I don't know what to do with that. And you guys talk about what you. Okay. All right. Let me ask you guys. Let me ask you a question. Yeah, I got a bunch of questions. I'm trying to narrow them down. Let me ask this one. Because over here we talk about the long term, which is we need more families, right? We need more Black people to make families. So what's more important, you think, to Black women today, being a mother or being a wife?
Being a mother.
Ooh. Miss Kendra, why are you playing with that?
Yes.
What's more? I don't know. I got the feedback. What's more important? Being a wife or being a mother?
I say being a wife, but a lot of us are mothers.
Yeah. Hey, Flo.
Hey, TJ.
Shocked that I came to you?
Yes, I am. You know how I think.
So what do you think is more important to a Black woman, being a wife or being a mother?
Being a mother.
Why? Why is being a mother? Why being a mother is more important than being a wife?
Because with men, they can go either way. With being a mother, you can kind of mold some form of family. Whether you mold your kids to create that family, once you have kids, you can create family. With a man, they come and they go. Some of them don't stick around to create that family that we needed. So we molded in our kids to create family.
But it was more important to go out and become a mother than to try to create a legacy with the man first being his wife.
I mean,
because to a lot of people, Flo, that comes across backwards.
Hey, I mean, when times have changed the way it did, we just You only just go along with time. And sometimes relationship, because of just society and social media, it makes it hard for a relationship to have any type of credibility. So we try to get it out of the kids that we can mold a little bit better, versus a man. It's harder to mold a man, than it is to mold your kids, to create that family foundation that we looking for. If you can't get it in that, okay, we have our kids, so we try to get it out of our kids, if that makes sense. It's not fair, but sometimes you'll push that angle, for the ones that can make family with a man that's willing and willing to stick around and create that family life. Yes, but a lot of men have so much other agenda between this woman and that woman and whatever the case may be. I'm gonna just go ahead and make my family to the best of my ability if that's what I want.
Okay, Miss Kendra, same question to you. Why do you think what's more important, being a wife or being a mother today for Black women? Oh, you got to unmute, Miss Kendra.
I'm sorry, I keep doing that. I think it's equal importance. If you're in a relationship, you have to learn. One thing that we have to learn how to do is to balance, right? And that's balance all areas of our lives. It's balancing your relationship with your husband, with your kids, with God, and with yourself. Because if you don't take the time out even for yourself, then you're not able to be who you need to be for anybody else. So I would say that it's definitely of equal importance.
But what if you're put in a predicament where you have to choose? Which one will you choose?
If you're in a relationship, right? Like, I think the way that I was raised and the way that I did, with my kids, or I was married to their father. So, there was never a point where I said, oh, well, being a wife is more important than being a mother, or being a mother. I'm both. There's not really a place for me to be able to say I have to be one more important than the other. I'm going to do my best to be both. If it came down to it, I guess, if you're looking at, if you're in a dangerous situation, right, something like that, I think you have to look at that and consider what you need to do. You definitely shouldn't be in a situation where the man, or, if you're in an abusive situation with your husband, that's something, you need to get out of, right?
Situations.
Yes.
Situations. Different situation is going to call for different things. But in my mind, when I boil down to it, to create family, who do I need more? I need a man to give me them kids. I can get that, but family, I can mold. I can mold my kids to my best ability. You can try to. Some kids are very,
Let me ask this question, Flo. In a traditional sense, what is a family? What makes up a family?
A man, a woman, and the kids that they.
So how do you call a woman and kids family when the other component is not a part of it?
But what are you to do when you might have a situation where that man just don't want to be in a family? So we create it for ourselves. You don't have to have a man to have family, is what I'm saying. You need him to get that child, but once you have you don't
need a man to have a family. Really?
You need a man to have that to have that child. But once you get that child, family can create anyway. If that man don't stick around, let's just say you go into it thinking, okay, you have this child with this man. You initially wanted a family. You had a child with him. But what if something down the line just don't go accordingly and that man steps away? Is either another man going to step in, or you going to mold what you got to get what you want? Family. My kids can have kids and create family for me, if that man decided he don't want to be there no more. Men don't always.
Why do you have the belief that men, now listen to me all the way through, why do you have the belief that men don't stick around when the majority of the people who leave relationships and marriages are women? Women file their divorces at an 80% clip.
I heard the word to use. It's so many reasons why a man, we will have to leave. Sometimes, yes, we might have to leave. So no matter whether I have to leave or not, I still got to create my family. That don't stop. Now, I might have to leave you because I found out you're a cheater, or you are doing too much on the back end side, and I find that out, and I want to abort ship.
I'm glad you asked that statement about cheating, and we're gonna go off a little bit, then I got to come back real quick. So, why do our women get so upset in general about cheating when the vast majority of you are sharing baby daddies?
I mean, half of the time when you have kids with somebody, you think you know all the details to it. You really don't. You know, people are deceitful, men, women. You know, some people just come at it very deceitful. Like the lady say, be honest. A lot of people are not honest. They are highly deceitful. So by the time you figure the stuff out, you got a whole cheater on your hand, or you got a man that's been high. Okay, back to that. When they say men, certain percentage of men are single and this. How many men, like I say, are responsible for a child that they create? A lot of men can walk away and not even have the responsibility for that child. But can a woman walk away? We are tagged. A man can just say, no. A man can say that ain't my child, and nobody really gonna pay attention. A woman will raise that child.
You can absolutely walk away, Flo. You decide if a kid gets born or not. A man don't decide that.
Exactly. That's why the percentage for us and the percentage for you is different.
You can give your child up for adoption without even getting the father's consent. And one of the reasons why it's so easy for a man to walk away is because our social injustice system has made it very hard for men to look. If you and I, let's just say you and I, because we know each other, Flo, you and I have a child together. Let's just say something, and the child is in your primary care. You have the primary custodial of the child. Something happens to you. Do you not know that I can't automatically come get my kid, even though that's my kid? I'm gonna have to petition the court to get my kid, either from your relative or from the system. But that's not the case for you.
Today, but I'm talking about the percentage.
That's why it's so easy for men to walk away, is because the structure is set up for them to walk away.
Talk about that men are childless. No, men are only percentage that way because they can walk away without being responsible for that child.
What is the percentage?
So we are tagged automatically with that percentage.
Do you know the percentage of black men that don't have children?
I would never know. I don't want to know. I just don't believe that more men are childless than we are. Half of the women on this panel, they don't even have kids. So to me, the percentage can wait. It can tilt, either way. A man can simply walk away. That ain't my baby. He don't have no responsibility. A woman have to have that child. So
why are our women having kids with men who would walk away? Hold on a second.
We don't know they will walk away.
I'm gonna get back to that, Flo. I want to ask this question. Hold on a second, Flo. Do you ladies know the percentage of black men that do not have children?
No. I'm not for sure about the percentage.
So I asked the question, do you believe the majority of black men are single and childless? The vast majority of you said no. We do not believe that the majority of black men are single, and I'm looking through everybody's. Only one person said yes. The vast majority do you believe the vast majority of black men are single and childless? Most of you said no, which means that the vast majority of you believe that men have a bunch of kids. Well, here's the dirty little secret. 54% of black men are single and childless. That means the majority of black men do not have children, have no children walking this planet. So I asked the question about what's the regular old bro? Single, childless, earn enough money to be considered middle class. The average black man earns about $21 an hour. That's about $42,000 a year. The average two-family household income in this country, believe it or not, is only $66,000 a year. And your black man makes almost 60%, a little over 60% of the two-family household. Your black man makes money. And the other thing that we don't talk about when we talk about money and the fact of earning, because $40,000 is not a lot of money. But we don't talk about what that $45,000, what job is attached to that. Most of your police officers, your firefighters, your school teachers, your social workers, I mentioned the Urban League, your community service advocate. These are all jobs that most Black men carry, and they all are professional jobs. They all are jobs that are invested in the community, and they're only earn $40,000 a year. There are Black women out here who will not take a $45,000 a year person, and that guy is a teacher. And they talk about they want him to level up. How do you expect a teacher to go level up when, if you actually know anything about education, teachers have the most education of any profession out here. They have, for every level that they want to go up, they got to go back and get another degree or another certificate. But their pay don't go up. But they have high quality stuff. There's a brother on YouTube that I call him the YouTube principal. His name is Tyrell Key. I call him the YouTube principal. All he does is talk about this stuff. So the regular old brother, you know, we talk a lot about Black men walking away. There's a large percentage of Black Pookies out here, but according to the CDC, you have to forget now, 33% of Black men are married, most of them with children. According to the CDC, they did a survey of white women, Hispanic women, and Asian women, and they talked about all their different factors of men. And every woman, every other race of woman, picked a Black man as being who would be the best father and the best husband. And the reason why they said that they would be is because they have a sympathy for their women because they were raised by women. So this narrative that the majority of Black men, and also that same study released that Black men pay their child support at an 80% clip. We also the highest rate of child support payments. Now, so we talk about the men that are walking away, the serial. I did a whole stream last week on that. I don't know if you guys know about that dude, that 7 baby mamas, 7 kids, and he don't want nothing to do with them. He was all over YouTube. Let me see if I got that.
I saw that.
Let me see if I still got that loaded up in here in the system, because I got to take stuff in and out.
Yeah, that's the one who said he didn't want any of the kids, so he didn't feel like he should be responsible.
Hold on a second. I'm gonna play it real quick. Hold on a second. I'm gonna play a little bit of it.
Got 7 kids and 7 baby mamas. Now, for the past few days, I've been going live, telling my story, speaking my truth. And a lot of women having an issue calling me a deadbeat because I tell them I was being irresponsible, not wearing protection. But I always tell these women that I got pregnant that I do not want to be a father to these children. And I offer to pay for the abortion. Majority of times, they'll either take the abortion or they'll take a plan B. But only the...
I wasn't going to play it all. This dude, that dude is actually the minority of men, of Black men. But the majority of us get all the smoke for guys like him. And there's no reason why there should have been 7 baby mamas. When that man out of his own mouth admitted, I tell them all. Black men, we're honest. I don't know if our women are listening.
I completely agree with that. I think that when someone tells you what they want and they tell you who they are, listen. If they tell you they don't want to be in a relationship, don't try to make them be in a relationship. Just like, and that's men and women, both sides. Whatever someone tells you, then they're trying to be honest with you. And if you choose not to listen, then that falls back to you.
Absolutely.
I agree. Because I warn them. I warn them.
So
I warned them.
So you warn them up front.
Honestly, no, seriously.
So speaking on that, the other thing I want to get to real quick is submission. I want to ask you ladies, how much does your submission cost?
How much does it cost? That's an interesting question.
How much does your submission cost? How much does it cost? I'm not going to define cost. How much does it cost for you to submit to the man that wants to marry you or wants to be with you?
How much does it cost?
So I can say if I have chosen to be with a man, and if we're going back, so there is a mutual, if I'm going to submit to you as you submit, right? So it's not necessarily to me, but I think there's a balance there. I have no issues submitting. I don't think that there is I don't put a negative connotation to it. I think that there has been something very negative that comes along with it, just because of society today. You know, we look at submission like it's something that is bad, because we're all supposed to be, you do what you want to do when you want to do it, kind of thing. In a relationship, men and women, we both end up working together. So I don't have an issue personally with submission, as long as I think in general I have to see the leadership there.
What do you mean?
I'm not going to be with you. Let me add that in. I'm not going to be with you in a relationship if I don't feel like you can lead me properly.
And what does that look like for you?
What does leading me look like for me?
Yep.
It means that we're working together. It means that I can rely on that person to give me advice, to take the lead. If there's something wrong, I should be able to go. Not even necessarily go. They should just see it. I think a lot of times of course, there's communication there, but I've found that men, they're natural. Like if there's something wrong with the car, right? Let's just take that. There's something wrong with the car. They're going to see that. Are you going to fix it? Do I have to fix it? If you're my man, fix it. like take it. Cause I don't know, take it and do it. But, leading, I prefer a man who is stronger and able to lead. I think there's a certain comfort level that comes with that, but there is a fine line, because you can have some people who look at submission, or some men who look at that in a sense of going back to what we were talking about earlier, ownership, and you do what I told you to do because I told you to do it, and it's like, no, like that's not what it is. But I think it's just a mutual respect.
I see it as you can't tell me what to do if you can't tell me what to do. If you don't know what's going on, how you going to tell me that that's what I should be doing? You're not going to tell me that I got to make something. Okay, just an analogy. I got to make the sandwich this way. If you putting the meat on first, where the heck is the bread at? Like, what are we putting this on? Where's the foundation? If you don't have a foundation for me to lead from, how are you going to tell me what to do?
How do you know what leadership looks like? How do you know it when you see it? Or are you just off rip?
Stable, just being stable in himself.
54% of black men are single, childless, earn enough money to be in the middle class. The regular old brother is single, childless, have enough money to be considered middle class, which means that brother ain't in his mama's basement. Why are you talking to any man in his mama's, aunties, cousins, sisters, baby mama's basement? Why are you doing that when 54% of your brothers are not that?
I think you all see people, no matter what phase we're in life, right, that have hit hard times.
Yep.
And because of that, a woman naturally, I'm not going to say naturally, it depends on where you are in life and who you are. But I think a lot of times we look at a man's potential when we see them from the beginning, right? Like, so if he's already at a certain level, great. But if he's not, then we do see the potential that they have. So a lot of times if they're in a situation, maybe not as favorable financially as we would like them to be at the moment, then we will, sometimes look and say, okay, well, this, we'll try to nurture that person, try to help that person to be, but sometimes you would just find men that just aren't going to, they don't want to work. They have no desire to work, right? Not the majority, as you're saying, but when you face that, I'm going to
I'm going to make a statement. You guys react to it how you want. I'm going to make a statement. If you are a lady that's a black woman over 25, you cannot afford to deal with a dude based on potential. Because let's keep it a buck. And I don't care about medical science, what can the outliers. Women, you have a different time frame to get your stuff together. If you want a husband and a family, your time frame for that is very short. A man can produce that up until the day they put him in the ground. So you're 25 years old and you're looking at I said earlier today that a lot of you ladies that are 25, 26 years old, your husband is not in your age bracket. I'm not sitting here advocating for like severely old, age gap dating or something like that. But women by nature they want a man to be rooted. They want him to be somewhat established. They want him somewhat mature. You're not getting that with a 26, 24, 25-year-old dude. Guys don't come into their own. Believe it or not, men don't start coming. They don't even start coming into their own until about 30, 31. Where they can even begin the process or the thought process of talking about bringing on a woman, providing a family and everything that goes with that. So why are we looking at our men, especially if you are in my age group, I'm 40. So if you're looking at my age group, if you're a woman in my age group, ain't no way in hell you should be looking at no potential, because that potential should be there already. Not to say that people don't fall on hard times, not to say that we don't go through ruts and stuff like that. If I hit a snag at the age of 40, do you not know it will not take me a year or 2 years to get up out of it, because I done been down that road already. I done been through 4 or 5 ruts in my 20s, maybe 2 or 3 in my 30s. Ain't no way in the world I'm going to hit at 40, you can see a rut coming. I'm just saying, if you are aware.
Yeah. I agree that you look at. I see what you're saying. That's a hard statement, right? But I do see what you're saying completely. But it is a hard statement, because you do know people that maybe in different phases of their life that have hit hard times, or especially COVID, right? When that came along. But it's like you said, there are plenty of jobs, there are plenty of ways for people to make money, whether they're doing it, starting their own business or, whatever they're doing. So I do see that as well. So, but it's a hard statement, but I do see what you're saying ultimately.
All right. I'm going to put a pin in that section. I got like 30 more questions and I can't get to them. I want to jump to probably one of our more controversial sections, and I'm only going to ask a couple questions in this section, and then I'm going to get to the big one that I want to reveal. Here's the thing: the package deal. Why is it so important? And I'm talking to the mom. Why is it so important for you to be able to express to a man that we come as a package deal, meaning you and your children? What do you mean that you come as a package deal? What do you mean by that?
There's guys that don't want children, or don't see them as a permanent fixture, in that they may want the woman, but may not want children. So
we want you. We want you.
So if he doesn't want children, then there's no point in pursuing a relationship.
Can I tell you that it has nothing to do?
You're gonna be there.
Can I tell you this? Our thought process is not necessarily. We don't think about wanting or not wanting children. We think about wanting you.
As a woman that's dedicated to their children, they're a part of our lives.
Part of who lives?
My children are my life. So they're here. They're not going anywhere. They're a permanent fixture in my life.
But why is it so important?
Deal with me, he would deal with them too.
But why would he have to deal with your children?
Because if he's just looking to just be a fling, or is he looking for long term? Because if he's just a fling, then it wouldn't matter. But if he's looking for long term, the children are there.
Okay, and then what is your expectation of him?
The expectation.
Yeah, he wants you. Ain't no man. A man wants you. He wants you.
I wouldn't expect him to treat him as his own, especially if he's someone that doesn't have children, because he wouldn't know how to. He doesn't have children. But to accept that they're there, not to be dismissive with them, but accept that they're there, and know that there's a time when we're all in the house, we're it's family night or whatever, and we're having dinner. I'm taking care of dinner in the kitchen, but the kids is doing whatever in the living room. They arguing up whatever. You could be a moderator. You can mediate the situation and calm the children down, and not just sit there and let the kids argue. I guess to just be the adult that's there.
So, okay. Let me ask
you. You muted, Maggie.
Maggie, you need to unmute. Are you unmuted? Hold on, let me see. Hold on. There you go. You're unmuted. Hold on, let me see if it's connected. Uh-oh. There we go.
All this time, can you hear me now?
Yes, we can hear you.
All this time I've been trying to talk. OMG. All right, so I wanted to play devil's advocate because I don't have any kids. So, like, my standpoint, and when you got to the question of settling, that is my settle. I don't want a man with children, but I will settle for a man with children. And it would be under certain stipulations. He would have to be a good dad, which would in turn take him from being a all the time boyfriend or partner. So for me, when it comes down to me being the step parent, I want children. So for me, it's like I've been in a position where I was the stepmother and couldn't really be fully the stepmother. So I had to kind of play the background or whatever. That's what kind of gets me away from wanting to be with a man with children. So I kind of get what he's saying when it's you pursue the man or to pursue the woman, because I do pursue the man or pursue the. In my case, I date both sexes, so I pursue the man or the woman. But in that case, it's like when that happens, I don't really necessarily know what my role is going to be with that child until I'm in it. And I don't necessarily want to be anybody's mother, because I want to be my own child's mother, if that makes sense. Okay. So I kind of get where men come from with stepping in as stepdad or whatever the case is, or the other authority figure. Is a extreme gray area when you get there. You got to have all of these rules is defined, and situations you can't address situations really until they happen, because it's just the most unpredictable situation, honestly. Yep.
Let me ask a quick question on this. Being a stepfather for you ladies, is that a good deal or a bad deal for the guy? Everybody just mute.
Bad.
Everybody go ahead and unmute.
Honestly, to be brutally honest, and I know everybody's gonna say because I don't have kids, but how is it a good deal?
Yeah, I'm asking Miss Kendra, is that a good deal or a bad deal being a stepdad?
My kids are grown.
Oh.
So,
you're lucky.
Yeah. So I do have a goddaughter that I have custody of right now. So I mean, I take care of her, and I have been taking care of her. So it just depends on the person. It's not a bad deal with
Why
me.
Why is it not a bad deal?
How could it be? Now, I'll say it would be a bad deal if he does not like kids. If he doesn't like kids, if he doesn't want kids, then yes, bad deal because he doesn't need to be with anyone who has them. But
well, see, I'm just trying to figure this out.
Mhm.
So if I'm the stepfather, I have all the responsibility, but what authority do I have over the child? What if the kid is in a situation and he needs to be punished appropriately? I need your permission to do it, and then I got to tangle with his father.
Step parent get the shortest end of the stick.
I don't think so.
So my when I came into my relationship with my husband, I didn't have any kids, right? He had a daughter. So he made it very clear with both the mother and the child what my role was. So there has to be communication. It has to be clear, and the child should be expected to respect the step parent just as a parent.
But where does that come from? Because where does that come from? Because here's the thing, 80% of our Black women have children. The vast majority of Black men don't. I tell any Black man, this goes for me too. If you want a Black woman, you're gonna be somebody's stepdaddy. I mean, there's almost no way around that.
It comes from consistency.
So my thought is it's on the onus, and it's a little bit different when you being a stepmom, because 9 times out of 10, the kids are only with the father as a primary parent only 5% of the time. So it's very different because the children come with the mother. They're coming in that house. And not only is that child coming in that house that you had no part in, but to a degree, that other father is in the house too. So you having a man who has to deal with the fact that another man has influence in his home.
I think the brunt of that goes back to that person, right? Whether it's the father or the mother, it goes back to that person setting those boundaries. And again, you've got to be able to have communication. Now, initially, because we did end up with the daughter staying with us, I never looked at her and did not consider her to be a step, first of all. That's my child. I looked at her, she's a part of him. I married him, so you're my child, right? And I never made her feel any different than that. There was some rocky points with her mother, of course. There was times, when there was rocky, but there was a time when she also came to stay with us. But it's all in communication, and the person who is responsible for the I don't want to say the mediator, but that parent, right? That's communication with both, that is communicating with both sides, has to be willing to take responsibility.
Okay,
and
cool.
if they don't take responsibility, it is going to be a problem, period. Okay,
Right.
which way you look at it. If
Right.
they're not strong enough to take responsibility in that, there's going to be an issue.
Yeah, we definitely need more time, and we're out of time. Ladies, I have you have no idea how many questions I have here. I have about 70, 75 questions. But I'm going to hit you guys with our last subject, and I'm going to ask one question in that subject because I need to get to the Q&A because we've been on here way too long. So here's the question. The subject is child support. Here's the question. Are y'all ready for it?
Go ahead.
Yeah.
Okay. I'm giving a dramatic pause for this question. Here's the question. Who deserves child support?
Oh, that's a tough. I'm gonna say it's a tough subject because, like I said, I have 4 children, three different fathers, and none of them are on child support. And I said that because I don't feel as though they needed to be. There are people that say they should be. My 2 oldest have the same father. He takes care of his children. They live with him. He wanted his children to live with him. They live with him. He takes care of them. There was no need. Though when we were first together and we had the 2 children, he beat me to the courthouse and put himself on child support. I did not put him on child support. He felt as though he didn't want anyone to say that he wasn't taking care of his children. The money was coming right back into the home. So he felt as though he did what he needed to do. My youngest son's father, it was, if we weren't in a relationship, he wasn't going to take care of his son. I said, okay, I wanted this boy. I went and continued through the pregnancy and had him. I'll take care of him. I have a great support system.
Cool. The question is, who deserves child support?
I think the kid, it's the child. The child deserves
the child and whoever is taking care of that child.
Right.
What do you mean?
I think that child support should be put into a trust.
Huh?
I think
hold on a second. Flo, what did you say?
I think the child and whoever is taking care of that child, whoever is dominantly responsible for that child is who gets the child support. That's who needs to get it.
Miss Lisa, who do you think deserves child support?
I agree with her that the child deserves to be supported. And if I'm the custodial parent, I'm the one who's taking care of that child most of the time, then I should receive the support.
Miss Demisha, who do you think deserves child support?
Well, I really can't lay on it because I don't have kids, but I would say it should go to the child because the child is initially who the child support is getting, you're taking it out for. So it should go toward the child. So whoever the child is staying with, that's who it should support.
Miss Jasmine, in your opinion, who do you think deserves child support?
In your opinion, who do you think deserves child support?
Absolutely the child.
Yeah, I keep saying the child, but the child can't spend no money.
I keep saying the child, but the child can't spend no money.
The person that's taking care of that child is who is going to spend that money on taking care of that child. You know, who else would it go to? Just the child? The child can't spend it. So it goes to the person who is solely responsible for taking care of that child. Not all women put their baby daddies on child support. If you
Should they?
Look. If you just get a simple medical card, that's all it takes. The system is going to put them on child support. It's not that hard.
Got something you got to. Miss Kenya, who deserves child support?
Whoever has that child in their care, their custody.
All right. Here's the statement I got about that. You know, once upon a time in this country, there was no such thing as child support.
Sure wasn't.
If you had a kid without the benefit of being married, it was up to you and your family to pay for that child. Child support became a thing because he was either after war. I wish I would have brought this stuff up. It was either after World War I, World War II. White men were coming back from the war and they were leaving they were leaving their wives. So the system put a benefit in place for wives. If the husbands, because during that time, women weren't in the workforce at all. Like 85% of women were stay-at-home mothers. So these men were coming back from the war and they were leaving their wives for whatever reason. And so the system said, we can't have all these good white women out here with these derelict children, and they created the child support system for wives. So why do our women, and I don't want to pick on our women tonight too much, but why do our women who have children at an 80% clip without being married, why do you deserve the benefits that wives are supposed to get? You're not a wife.
Why is it called child support? Isn't it for the kids?
But
so whether we wise or not, still the kids have to be
keep it a buck, Flo. Keep it a buck. Most of this money ain't going to no kid. It's going to her pocketbook or her new man's pocket. Let's keep it a buck.
That's not. You can't say that because all women don't do that. That's judgmental.
Nothing is an all or nothing.
Some of us actually take care of our kids.
Nothing is an all or nothing sum. It's not all or nothing. There's no
So
such
what
thing as
happened
all
to
or
the
nothing.
ones that actually take care of their kids? So
I'm asking you, why would women who are not wives get benefit that wives got?
You ask the system that ain't got nothing to do with us.
Yes, it do got something to do with you.
Look, we just getting what they say we can get.
If y'all wasn't down there with your hand out.
No, we got a medical card, so they just issue it. See, that's just what it is. If you get a medical card from the system, somebody got to pay for that, according to what they tell me. So because we have the kids, and
you should pay for it.
No,
you had the kids.
So what do daddy should do? So what daddy should do? Just what? Just get away scot-free with being irresponsible?
You should have became a wife.
You should have pulled out. Then you wouldn't have that issue. As a man, men always want to get slapped on the wrist for being irresponsible.
Yeah, Drake did pull out, and she wouldn't got the condom anyway.
But since you didn't, we have child support.
Well, so they say.
The system set that up that way. So we're not supposed to go get it because what?
No,
yes, we do. We need help to go get it, so we get it.
If you need help, you should have married a more productive guy if you needed help.
That a lot of y'all come off to be productive. That doesn't mean that's what it is. Like I said, you got so many men who comes out in suit and tie. They go to work. They look very. But when they go home, you don't know how they treat their wives because you're not in that household.
No, absolutely not. But what I do know is that the majority of our black men's image gets trashed by our women, because our women actually, if you look at the numbers, I know we always get into a fight about the numbers. The majority of our women are having babies with the dumpster fires of our community. They're not having it with the more productive versions of our men. But like I said, nobody
wants to have babies with dumpster fires, first of all.
But y'all do.
It's an insultive remark. Nobody wants to. Half of the time you have babies with people
Flo,
that and deceitfully.
A lot of us was hoodwinked and swindled.
You wasn't no hoodwink, you want swindle. Like that brother in that video.
I was very much hoodwinked.
So what happened when you men have babies with dumpster fire women? Then what?
But
men
here's
do
the
same thing.
We're not running down to the
women. It's the same women that you men have kids with.
We're not leaning on the system like y'all are. Hold on a second.
Because we are women. Y'all are men. Y'all are men. Y'all supposed to stand on y'all 2 feet.
Hey, you're a grown up. You're supposed to stand on your 2 feet too. Hold on a second,
Flo. We have luggage and baggage that we have to dangle along with us, so the help is needed.
Flo, hold on a second. I gotta recognize somebody. Flo, I gotta recognize somebody first. Okay, with the $10 super chat, y'all go check her out. Bessie Michonne with the $10 super chat. Thank you so much. I appreciate you for stopping by. We gotta hit you with There we go. My soundboard is a little weak. I think it's getting tired too. All right, Messi Michonne. Ladies, listen. I need to put a pin in the conversation. Let me so we can get to the quick Q&A. Thank you guys. Just hold on a second. I'll be right back, okay? Let me Miss Michonne, how I get this super chat off there? There you go. All right, I'll be right with you guys in just a second. Hold on. Whew. There we go. Got all these ladies. Wow. Okay. I knew that would get fired up real fast. Listen, we can't go nowhere without this kind of conversation. All right. Let me be perfectly honest. And I need to read this because, black men and women, want a genuine choice of a quality lifestyle and relationship, not a choice between two undesirable outcomes for the same price. Our collective goal must be a party of concession, of planned action, of enlightenment, of internal outlook, and be about the greater good to the greatest number of our people having the greatest outcome. What do Black people want more than anything else? To my mind, we want two things. Hold on a second, y'all. So we want two things. We want things to work out with all the moral and spiritual values that go with it, and with working out We want a reasonable measure of security from the men and for the wives and the children of that man. Simply put, we want qualified wives and our women want qualified husbands. We want work and security, and those are not just words. They are the spiritual values, the true goal toward which our efforts of reconciliation should be the lead outcome. These are the values that this program right here is intended to gain. These are the values that we have failed to achieve by the leadership we now have. No disrespect to our ladies, to our Black women, to our mothers. But having 50 years of Black female leadership of the Black family has not led to the best outcomes for us. So Black men, the last 50 years have taken a back seat and have been followers. There needs to be a hostile takeover of the leadership because for the last 30 years, we are 30 years past being a crisis for our community. But out of every crisis, every tribulation, every disaster, a culture is supposed to rise with some sort of shared greater knowledge and higher decency and higher pure purpose. Today, we came through a period of loser thinking, descending morals, and an era of selfishness among individual Black men and individual Black women. And we often actively choose to be the social and economic fools for this country. The government alone is not to blame for our current state, our current condition, or our current way of thinking and the current way we handle each other. Here at the Real Bravado Network, we blame Black men and Black women equally. We, the people, and let's be frank in acknowledgement of the truth that many amongst us have made horrific decisions that has cost us our togetherness and the profits of prosperity. The easy road without toil have lured us from a historical fight to not only be free, but to be free with each other. In order to return to a higher standard, we must abandon the false prophets that whispered in the ears of our women that have convinced them that being strong, independent, and a job will at the end of the day is a suitable replacement for the very powerful, capable Black man that they should be with. We need new leadership in Black America. We want our women to seek out the best leadership amongst us. The most productive versions of your Black man, women, you should seek out. Yes, I understand not all of the productive versions of Black men have the Tupac, Drake, or Future-like swag. I understand that. We're not all like that. We all don't have that swag. But that don't mean these productive, character-driven Black men are not just as bold, are not just as brash, not just as capable. Just give that productive, character-driven Black man something to protect and see what happens when something comes to threaten what he values. You'll see who the real guard dog in the yard is when you give that Black man something to protect that he values. Remember the old saying, watch out for the quiet ones. The quiet ones are an absolute provider, an absolute protector, and we don't need to be the biggest bark in the yard. That's what our women don't understand. about your regular old brother. Ladies, why do you think the American institutions, political and economic systems are working overtime to keep your mind and your heart away from your black man? Not just any black man. They don't care if you wind up with the Pookies and the Ray Bays and the dumpster fires. They don't mind if you wind up with them and create babies with them. They don't mind y'all being, they don't care nothing about that. Because those men ain't no threat to the power structure. But your regular old brother. Your regular old brother. That's because the regular old brother, the responsible regular old brother, the productive, character-driven brother is the most powerful, strong, creative, indestructible force you have. We are really the true men amongst men. I pledge to you, and I pledge to myself, and I submit to all of you a new deal for black men and women who want each other. Let us constitute ourselves the new prophets of the new deal of competence and courage. The work for the Real Bravado Network is all about the new deal for black men and black women. And those that support me and support men like me are planning a hostile takeover of our culture, of our image, and sorry, ladies, of you too. And I know that doesn't sound like, oh, he wants me to be a possession of his. No, I do not. I want you to win better than Becky's winning with her man.